This is Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Let's head to the field and join the voices of the pack, Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi.
And a very pleasant good evening, everybody. Welcome to Rapid City, South Dakota. We are on the campus of South Dakota Mines University here in the beautiful Black Hills of South Dakota. It's a cool, crisp evening here as the Thunderwolves are back on the road again and are part of their tour of all the states we're going to. 3 different states here in 3 weeks. Last week, Texas. This week, South Dakota. Next week, in New Mexico. But first things first, looking forward to a pretty spirited ball game here tonight, Joe.
Talking to the people here at South Dakota Mines, this is their last night game of the season. Everybody's out tailgating. This might be the coolest stadium in the RMAC for such a thing, because you park in the stadium, you rent a spot for the day, you pull up your car, your tailgate, you open up your tailgate, literally your tailgate, and then you tailgate, and that's where you watch the game from. Obviously, there's traditional seats on the other side of the stadium if you want to go there, but this might be the coolest thing I've ever seen, and I guess only one other stadium in the country does this.
Yeah, as Joe mentioned, right down below. They're just parked all along the way.
It's like a tiered drive-in movie theater.
Yeah, it's like going to the drive-in on steroids. You got football out there.
It's amazing, and they're having a great time. Everything smells good, and the Hard Rockers, this is like their, I don't want to say their Super Bowl, but Csu-Pueblo will be the best team that's ever stepped foot on this field, and they're excited about that. It's not a TV game, but to them, this is their last night game of the season here in Rapid City, and the whole town is going to come out. It's the homecoming, so they're pretty excited about tonight.
Well, and they're excited also about being 2-0 coming into this ball game, 1-0 in the conference, as they have matched the Thunderwolves with that record. They feel like, hey, if we're going to take the next step up in this conference, why not tonight? Why not us?
Well, you ask any AD, nothing helps the gate more than winning. So when you're 2-0 and it's a big night, we're going to come take the family out and go take a look at the Hard Rockers. And even the radio guys were excited about seeing Csu-Pueblo here for the first time. This is Csu-Pueblo's first time ever at this stadium. So some travel things were new, and your surroundings are new. Nobody's familiar with this. Not that should play into it, but there's always the case.
Well, the big story, I guess, is for the Thunderwolves is, can they bounce back after last week? You know, a tough loss, to say the least. I think it's more than tough. I don't know how to describe that loss. Heartbreaking, to say the least, but see if they can bounce back in a big way here tonight.
Not only did they lose mentally, I mean, you lose to your former defensive coordinator, Hunter Hughes, who got a win today, by the way, down against Texas Permian Basin, but you lost some physical. A.J. Thompson has lost for the year with his shoulder, and they didn't know that going into West Texas. They got a phone call on the way down there from the team doctor saying, hey, A.J.'s no good, he can't play, he's done. And so they're kind of banged up still. We're going to see Austin Michie and Marcus Denard, or Marche Denard, at the tailbacks. Jevin Jordan may get some carries. He's the third string. He was fourth string, but he's a good practice player. He practices hard offensively, but they're banged up in a lot of areas. I went to practice 3 times this week, and there were a lot of street clothes guys.
Yeah, it was like John said, we've got 6 guys on our projected 2-deep roster going in the year that are out. Not just injured, they're out, and then you've got some other guys that are banged up. So we'll see how they take care of business here tonight. We'll come back after this timeout. We'll talk to the head coach, John Riston. That all comes your way next as we wind our way toward kickoff here. It's the Thunderwolves pregame show on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
Show, and joining me now, the head coach, John Riston. And John, I'm sure there's nobody in the country that's more ready to get out on the football field than you today.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the Thunderwolves getting this bad taste out of their mouths, and I ask these guys to play as hard as they can and do what they need to so they can overcome their head coach that won't screw them up.
Now, last week I thought it was one of your greatest halves ever. First, 25 minutes of a ball game, phenomenal, and then it just all kind of fell apart.
I second that, and I really think that you go the last drive of the second quarter where they punched in and got 11 points, and then we went back and forth, and then we had the ball inside the 25 in the third quarter, made a first down, and I called a trick play. I thought we were going to get him in there, and I think at that point that was probably a big determining factor. But our defense responded. Our defense played well. Offensively, obviously, when we have 4 turnovers in the second half alone, that's when you lose ball games.
Now, and you turn it over to a team that's struggling offensively, but turnovers give any offense a little bit of life. And they showed some life, but their defense, too, a pretty good defense, John. You know, you guys did your job in the first half, got the lead on them, but they tightened things up in the second half. I think people got to understand, still a pretty good football team over there.
Well, you got to understand, those guys over there know us as good as anybody, and so I was really happy the way we played. And you know, and I think I said this on our radio show, is that when our first down efficiency means 4 yards or more, that you're on track to be able to do that, and we were 80% of that. That's kind of unheard of. And we bogged down on 3rd and short and 3rd and medium, when that's been our staple. We were very successful on 3rd and long. Who would have thunk that? And so that's why they call it a game, right? And so now we got a great opportunity to go play South Dakota Mines, and we got to make sure we learn our lessons.
Well, as with any football season, you got to overcome adversity. Got to overcome the adversity of this loss, but also another couple of injuries that have popped up, and hopefully it won't slow down your ball club, but it's nice to have some depth.
Yeah, I think, you know, we're very fortunate that we are been able to recruit great players, great kids, and a lot of them stayed around to wait their turn, if that makes any sense. And I think that our depth has been very, it really helps the Thunderwolves go where they need to go. And I think that's one of the things that I really like about this team, is I do think we've had a lot of depth. We've lost almost 6, maybe even 7 guys that were projected to be in our 2 deep for the season, and that just doesn't happen. And we still have our eyes on the prize despite the adversity that we faced.
Well, you face an opponent today, South Dakota Mines. This is a ball club. Offensively, they look pretty dynamite.
Oh, they are. I think they have a great scheme. I think their coaches do a great job. I'm just really impressed with their program. I think it's they're just well schooled. I think Zach Tinker up there has a great feel for it, and I have a lot of respect for him.
Well, it starts at quarterback. He seems to be he's a little bit better than a game manager. He seems like he's able to make some plays.
He is a great playmaker, and he comes from a football family. Number 7, Elway number 7. He's a playmaker, and we got to keep him corralled, and I just have the utmost respect for Jake.
Plus, they have weapons at running back with Kevin Thompson, also at wideout. They've got some guys that can stretch you out, make some plays.
They got little quick guys. They're going to run inside zone, put a little quarterback read with it. They're going to try to get numbers on you, so we got to be sound. I know Coach Kreiner have done a great job of trying to make sure we're balanced with our numbers.
Now, for your offense, I'm sure they've got to somehow recapture what they had in the first half last week and get over the turnover bug and get over that hangover and just get back to normalcy.
Well, the only way I know how to do that is you got to forget the last play. No matter whether it was good or bad, you got to go forget the last play. And so I really challenge them to look ahead and focus on your fundamentals and execute with excellence. And if you do that, great things will happen.
All right, good luck today.
Go Pack.
All right, Thunderwolves head coach John Riston back with more of our pregame show right after this on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
Memorial Stadium here on the campus of South Dakota Mines University. We're in Rapid City, South Dakota tonight for tonight's Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference battle between the Thunderwolves and the Hard Rockers of South Dakota Mines. Joe, they're winding our way toward kickoff here, and really anxious to see how the Thunderwolves start this ball game. I think that's critical here tonight.
A very fast start. That used to be the mantra: fast start, finish faster. Mm-hmm. Remember, that was a Ristonism for a long time. A lot of early years in this was start fast, finish faster. Well, they need a fast start tonight. They need to come out and hit somebody in the mouth, get it out of their system, get a big play on offense or defense, and just get back to playing what they do.
Yeah, so far this year they have started pretty good. Last week was excellent. 3 drives, 3 touchdowns last week, and then they kind of bogged down. And then I think what critical last week, you can blame it on the turnovers and everything, but also critical drives they had in plus territory. that they didn't finish off. I can remember 3 in particular. One that resulted in that turnover. The other 2 were where they just had it around the 40-yard line, and they just didn't do anything. Went 3 and out.
I think when they got up, and you have to learn to play with the lead.
Right.
You're a golfer, city champion. There's a difference between being the hunted and being the hunter. And it's hard once you get complacent a little bit. John used that word this week, and he hasn't used that word in a long time with me, and complacency. 8-3 last year, you really had nothing to be complacent before, but you're up 21-3, and you got a little bit of, okay, we're doing what we want. Maybe we can just go through the motions and get it done. And football doesn't work like that. Not a lot of things work like that, but you got to avoid that complacency. So if they do start fast tonight, they need to finish faster. Last week they didn't finish at all.
Right.
So you need to finish faster. They had 8 drives in the second half last week. 3 of them were 3 and out. 4 of them were in turnover, and 1 was the end of the game.
Exactly.
That's your 8 drives in the second half.
So that's not the way to get it done. Now, conversely, their opponent this year, they've been pretty good. As offensively, they're moving the ball up and down the field. They've got weapons. I think the key for them tonight is for their defense to keep them in the ball game to where those weapons might be able to hit a couple of big plays and win a ball game for them.
Well, Zach Tinker, the head coach, is an offensive guy. They have the system, the offensive system. They want a lot of points. They want a lot of plays. They want to move it up and down the field. And Csu-Pueblo's seen that throughout the RMAC for a lot of years, so it's nothing different. Teams, they'll give you all the offense you want as long as at the end of the day the scoreboard says it's in your favor. So don't be surprised if South Dakota Mines moves the ball a little bit up and down the field, because it's going to happen. But that's a Csu-Pueblo MO. You can do whatever you want between the 30s.
And we talk about their defense having a big job tonight. Thunderbolt's defense, even though the game was lost last week, they played a phenomenal football game. They only gave up a couple hundred yards, and they did give up that winning score, but it came on. I mean, they made them earn it. It was 4th down, and it was a great stand up until that point, and it took almost a heroic throw and catch in the back corner of the end zone to beat them. But other than that, they played pretty darn good.
Oh, and I think the defense has played well all season.
Yeah.
I think they're still trying to figure out some things. There's some new pieces to this defense. Some new guys in the secondary, new guys at linebacker. Michael Riston at defensive end. Josh Croy is back. Those 2 guys didn't play defensive end last year, and they're starting this year. Think about that. Those guys did not play last year at that position, and they're starting this year. You just got a new cornerback. You got 2 new safeties. This is not that they're not talented. They're just new.
Yeah.
And you're only into week 3, so you got to kind of figure out some things about your partners.
And some of the individual, I think, that has really stood out so far for the Thunderbolt, Norshawn Golo, has been playing. I mean, that guy is out there all over the place.
He had a great game last week. He had a pick in the first game. Norris played really well. And what's great about Norris, he's such a compliment to Brandon Pear.
Right.
Because Norton, he locks down that one outside linebacker, Quinn Vandekoppel on the other side, and Pear in the middle he's averaging 12 tackles a game. He's that good. He's preseason defensive player of the year. But if you can lock down that side, and it's really fun to watch in person, to watch Mark Kreiner and Donnell Iamidi call some blitzes with these guys, because they just want to go. They want to. They rather than sit back and let the action come to them in this 3-4, they want to go. And so it's going to be interesting if they mix that up a little bit tonight.
All right, we're looking forward to it. We'll come back after this timeout. Joe will give the keys to victory for tonight's ball game. That all comes your way next. Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
South Dakota. Jim Brooks along with the Chieftains, Joe Cervi, to bring you this RMAC battle here tonight. Tundra has made the trip, and Tundra has her buddy with her tonight, and Bartholomew, I think. That's what we're going to call Bart and Tundra in attendance with the Rickmans here tonight. They're on their way to Yellowstone, but they're making a little side trip over here to watch Thunderwolves football. They don't want to miss it for the world, and then they get to go over to Yellowstone. That'll be a nice trip. Hopefully the earthquakes calm down over there.
That's nice. People don't realize it's 50 degrees, breezy, chance of precipitation tonight, which means it feels like fall. And some of the coaches from Csu-Pueblo are like, damn, it's cold. And we're like, no, this is football weather. And they said, for you, because you're sitting inside.
Yeah, I had a conversation with John Riston on the way up on the phone. He said, some of my players are complaining they want long-sleeve T-shirts. He goes, come on, can we just get out there and play football and not worry about this?
And it's supposed to be 85 here tomorrow, right, when we're on our way back to Pueblo. But But it's a great night. What I like is this atmosphere is just fun.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
This might be the most fun atmosphere I've seen in the RMAC other than Csu-Pueblo.
Well, they take tailgating to a new level. Tailgating right below us here in their cars. They're like at the drive-in theater. You get your grills out. You just kind of hang out here. We've got good scenery.
You tailgate on your tailgate.
Exactly, and they're across the way. They're also doing a good job of tailgating. Let's give you go ahead, Jim.
Oh, and we saw a flatbed pull in with recliners. There were like 10, 15 recliners all hooked up on a flatbed under a tarp or under a little cover, and they just parked, and that's how they're going to watch the game.
And then they got some sofas over there. It's just cool. It's as cool as could be here. You got to love it. They got a bounce house across the way for the kids, so it's a neat atmosphere here up here at O'Hara Stadium. Let's go to the keys to victory for tonight's ball game. First for the Thunderwolves, Joe, what do they have to do to win?
Well, you hate to say they got to take care of the football. If they just play, if they just do what they do and don't turn the ball over, they're going to win easily. They need to take care of the football, not give the Hard Rockers extra possessions, not let them hang around. If you get up, you put your foot down, and this team needs to find its identity as a kill team. That's the 2014 team. Everybody talks about how good they were, and you know what that team had was they had that attitude that they were not about to get beat, and if they had you down, they were going to keep you down.
For the Hard Rockers to pull off the upset here on their home field and send their fans home happy, what do they have to do?
You know, Jake Sullivan's going to have to play well tonight. He is a local kid. He's from Rapid City. He's the quarterback. How they go offensively is how he goes is how they go. It's a lot of run-pass option. He makes a lot of good decisions, so he's going to have a good night for them to win.
Well, the Thunderwolves have taken the field. The Hard Rockers are gathered over in their end zone. They're getting ready to make the run out. We'll come back after this timeout. We'll give you the weather conditions for today's ball game. That all comes your way next as we wind our way toward kickoff on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
Welcome back to O'Hara Stadium. Game time temperature tonight, 52 degrees. We've got a slight wind out of the north at 10 miles per hour. Humidity at 67%. They're calling for a 10% chance of precipitation. Kickoff comes your way next on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
Back to O'Hara Stadium here on the campus of South Dakota Mines University. Thunderwolves and the Hard Rockers getting set to do battle. Joe, keep his eye out there on midfield as the captains are getting ready to come out. We'll give you the starting lineups right now. We'll introduce the Thunderwolves offense tonight. At quarterback will be Brandon Edwards. He's a 6'2", 204-pound junior out of Bothell, Washington. The running back, Austin Michi, 5'8", 171-pound sophomore out of Colorado Springs. He went to Coronado High School. The fullback is Patrick O'Malley, 6'1", 250-pound senior out of Denver's Cherry Creek High School. The wide receivers, O'Shea Washington, 5'11", 180-pound senior out of Stockton, California. Amon Johnson, 6'3", sophomore out of Denver's Cherry Creek High School. And Kevin Riverich, he's a 5'6", 155-pound junior out of Pueblo East. The tight end is Zach Boyd, 6'4", 248-pound senior out of Fort Lupton, Colorado. The tackles, Ty McCulley, 6'5", 308-pound senior out of Pueblo Central. The right tackle is Keith Head. He's a 6'6", 310-pound senior out of Pueblo West High School. The guards, Spencer Nathy, 6'3", 270-pound senior out of Peoria, Arizona. The other guard, Alex Mitchell, 6'3", 326-pound junior out of Portland, Oregon. The center is Corbin Feenstra. He's a 6'3", 287-pound senior out of Superior. He went to Monarch High School. Head coach John Riston, broad class of 1984. South Dakota Mines on defense will go this way. At the cornerbacks, it'll be E.J. DeVoe. He's a 5'10", 200-pound senior out of Tacoma, Washington. Along with Isaiah McGuire, 6', 186-pound senior out of Peoria, Arizona. The safeties, Harrison B. Miller, 6', 201-pound sophomore out of Tucson, Arizona, along with Tristan Brown, 5'10", 200-pound senior out of Palmdale, California. The linebackers, Chris Counts, 5'11", 217-pound junior out of Scottsdale, Arizona. The middle linebacker, Connor Silveria, he's a 5'11", 220-pound senior out of Redding, California. Blake Stone is the other outside linebacker, 5'9", 195-pound senior out of Rapid City, South Dakota. The defensive ends are Andrew Carapayton. He's a 6'2", 236-pound freshman out of Chatworth, California. He'll be joined by Michael Harlan, 6'1", 231-pound senior out of Scottsdale, Arizona. The nose guard is Adrian Perez, 6'1", 280-pound sophomore out of Phoenix, Arizona. And the defensive tackle is J.J. Banks, 6'1", 280-pound junior out of Junction City, Oregon. The head coach is Zach Tinker. Joe, what happened on the coin toss?
The Hard Rockers won the toss and deferred, so Csu-Pueblo will get the football, and they will be going going from right to left. Well, and I believe where we're at in South Dakota, they will be going from east to west.
I buy that.
I was turned around the entire way here. And you know it because I didn't even trust you, and that's...
Well, Sebastian Spencer back deep along with Tevin Donnell for the Thunderwolves. Kicking off, it'll be Jared Stangler. Kind of a tight set on the kickoff cover team. Looked like they were offside. I think they're going to get away with it. We're underway, and the ball is going to be handled for the Thunderwolves. They come out of the back of the end zone. 5, 10, 15, up the middle to the 20, about the 21-yard line. And that's the freshman returner, Sebastian Spencer. And the Thunderwolves will start there from their own 21-yard line. Glad to have you along here tonight on Fox Sports Pueblo.
You know, we talked about that. If you down the ball in the end zone, you can bring it out to the 25. So if you're a return man, you got to at least get to the 25 to make it worth your while. But John Riston told us this week he wants his guys, if they can, to bring it out, even though they didn't get to the 25.
Well, he wants big plays. Thunderwolves open up in the pistol. Michi is the I-back. They bring the man in motion. That's Smith. And they give it to Michi on the right side. He's out across the 20. Breaks the tackle. Gets across the 25 to about the 26-yard line. Good hard run there by Austin Michi.
He can thank the Hard Rockers defense for the extra 3 yards because they picked him up and threw him.
2nd and 5.
Well, we introduced the starting lineup, but the Thunderwolves, they almost have like a starting 15, Joe, when you look on offense with the different tight end package.
Well, they love the 2 tight. They love the 3 tight even. So look for that tonight. But, you know, Zach Boyd is probably one of the best tight ends in the country, and sometimes he doesn't even start.
Again from the pistol. They bring Smith in motion to the left side. He resets right next to Boyd. Play action. They're going to roll right. Look up the sideline. Pass is caught on the sideline. Amon Johnson has it. He's out across the 40 to about the 42-yard line. Good strike that time by Edwards.
Watched him in warm-ups, Brandon Edwards, and he had some heat. So did Rex Dowson. They look like they energy drinks or something. They had some smoke on that.
I agree. They were zipping it out there. A gain of 16 on that play for the Thunderwolves. They get the first down of the ball game. Just underway here. It's a noisy stadium. We got a train going by behind the stands. We got cars parked below us. They'll honk their horns, make noise. It's cool. Ball at the 42-yard line on the right hash mark. This time Edwards goes up under center. It's an offset eye as the fullback in the game. They come out left side. Ball caught by O'Shea. Nice move there. Cuts out across midfield. Down the sideline. He's got another first down. O'Shea Washington catching the quick hitter over on the left side. And they got some good blocks out in front of him.
Jim, it's just great to see O'Shea Washington in a uniform tonight. There was a chance that he wasn't even going to play after last week. He had got a lung bruise.
Yeah, that's just,
just sounds Texas. Nasty. He didn't even finish that game, and he didn't practice Tuesday, and he did practice Wednesday, so it's good to see him out here.
Now it's kind of a modified pistol formation here with the fullback in the game right on the right hip, tailback right behind Edwards. He rolls right. Here comes pressure. He gets away. Now he's hit down. Now flings that little shovel pass ahead, and they should call it an incomplete pass, and they do, so it'll come back to the line of scrimmage. He had the fullback out in front of him there that time trying to get it to him.
Patrick O'Malley was kind of in the pattern, technically.
Yeah, technically the operative word there.
Technically he was in the area. He was in the zip code, the Rapid City zip code.
That was kind of interesting. I don't remember ever seeing him in the pistol this year with the fullback in the game. Usually in the pistol, it's just Edwards standing about 5 yards deep with Michi right behind him, but that time they had O'Malley on his right hip. So now they go back to the pistol with 2 tight ends set here, kind of in a double slot formation, 2 wideouts as well. 2nd down and 10. Smith in motion. He resets on the right side. It's power that way, and now we've got to delay a game on the Thunderwolves.
Now you're 2nd and 15 at the 49.
We do not have a referee, Mike, tonight, and the main press box where all the other important people, Joe, are across the way. We're on the opposite side. We're right behind the Thunderwolves bench here, down where all the folks. I think we can go down at halftime, maybe get a sandwich.
This is like the best place ever. I'm so happy.
This time Boyd comes in motion to the left side of formation. And they give it to Michi up the middle. He's got a nice hole, but it breaks down in a hurry. He gets back to the original line of scrimmage on this set of downs. Gains 5. It'll be 3rd down and 10 now for the Thunderbolts. Looks like that might pop there for a moment.
Well, they were expecting wide, and the middle was open, so they just kind of let it go. Big Grant Russell. J.J. Banks, 260, 6'2".
Student section across the way. They've got the Thunder Sticks. I'm sure they don't call them Thunder Sticks here tonight with the Thunder Wolves in town, but they're making a lot of noise across the way. 3rd down and 10, again from the pistol. Edwards takes the snap. Little 3-step drop. Steps up in the pocket. Fires over the middle. Ball caught by O'Shea Washington. What a grab. The ball was thrown low down around his knees. He doesn't quite have the first down, though. They're going to say he's down at the 35. Thunderwolves will go for it here. That's a tough spot for the Thunderwolves. O'Shea was dragged down.
Yeah, it's a good spot. O'Shea, but how he caught that on the fingertips without the ball touching the turf is a miracle.
Yeah, if it was thrown on target in stride, he might still be running, but he had to adjust and go down to get it at the shoe tops. 4th and a yard. Thunderwolves will go for it. They go offset eye here. Edwards under center.
Play clock down to 5.
And they will run it to Michi off the right side. He's got the first down. Made a nice adjustment there. They hit him right at about the 35, but he fell forward across the 34, which was the line to make. And he's almost inside the 34, closer to the 33. So 1st and 10 for the Pack.
He got it, Jim, but he didn't get it by much. I was wondering about the altitude, whether that was going to bother anybody. This is actually lower than Pueblo. We're in the Black Hills, so you think hills.
Right.
We're at 3,300 feet in Rapid City. Pueblo's 4,500 feet.
So back to the pistol. Well, Thunderbolts got 2 men in motion at the same time. They should take a timeout here. Let's see if they get away with it. They do. Pass left side. Caught. And on the left side,
Forsgren.
I want to call him Korsgren. You know how it goes?
Corbin.
I want to make a hybrid out of his name, Joe.
He's shamey.
But it looked like the Thunderbolts were shifting there. That was borderline whether they were set before the man came in motion again there. But they get away with it. It's a gain of about 7 on the play. 6 or 7, give or take. Again from the pistol. Double wide out right. Single wide out left from the pistol. Play action. Throw it right. Ball caught. Flag is down. Going to get a hold here on the Thunderbolt Wolves.
Well, that could be on 2 guys. Ty McCulley was wrapped up in one, and Spencer Nath was wrapped in the other, and they might have had somebody engaged.
Flag on the play.
Ball was completed to Cole Forsgren. Roughing the passer against South Dakota Mines.
Jim, I didn't see that. I mean, because he was rolling, I thought it was, but good for them. Sorry,
so it is a gain down to the 24-yard line. So it was just a short gain of a couple yards, but now you're going to tack on half the distance to the goal, so the Thunderwolves will be in business all the way down to the 12-yard line.
I like what I'm seeing out of Brandon Edwards so far. He looks in complete control of this, not only of this offense, but of this team. This looks like he's just kind of stepped in and said, this is my team.
Well, he's confident. He just sets, he just knows the position. And he's big and strong, which you like at quarterback. He's a classic kind of big, tall, drop-back passer as well. But he can roll out as well. Boyd in motion to the right side. This time Edwards up under center. They run it up the middle of Michi. Nice adjustment into the hole. He's into the end zone. Touchdown. Michi made a nice little cut right at about a couple yards past the line of scrimmage. Cut to his right, and it was clear sailing on into the end zone. So the Thunderwolves strike first.
Jim, that was textbook power football on that last play. 12 yards. 10 plays, 79 yards.
Mitchell Carter in to try the extra point. Forsgren is the holder. Low snap, but it's handled. Kick is up, and it is good. 10:35 to go here in the first quarter. Thunderwolves march it down the field. They strike first. They lead it 7-0 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
Well, a great sharp drive there for the Thunderwolves. They overcame their one hiccup there, the 5-yard penalty against them, the delay of game, but it came a 2nd and 15, but still scored.
Well, what was so great about that, it was Brandon Edwards was so sharp on that drive that the Hard Rockers were so worried about the pass that Michi just powered his way in from 12.
Here's the kick, kind of a short kick, going to be handled at about the 15-yard line. Chance for the return here. Across the 20, 25 of the Thunderwolves covered up very well.
Not sure if that was intentional or not, but it almost looked like a pooch punt.
Looked like Kyle Rosenbrock on the coverage for the Thunderwolves, getting the tackle, and indeed it was. So South Dakota Mines, their first offensive set of the game. And they will start from their own 26-yard line.
It's good to see Michael Riston in there at his defensive end. We weren't sure if he was going to play. He's a little injury this week, and Croy and Sizer along the front.
They open up from the gun. Now they bring it back. That's Thompson back into the right hip of Sullivan. They're going to roll the pocket right. They look right. Here comes pressure, and he gets away. Gets forward across the line of scrimmage before taken down by Sizer. Sizer swallowed up Sullivan that time. After a short gain, about 2 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
It's a big man making a play in space. Deion Sizer's your nose guard, and when the quarterback gets free, you're not expecting him to chase him down.
Mark it out closer to perhaps the 29-yard line. We'll call it a gain of 3, 2nd down and 7. This time they go to the gun. They hand it off up the middle. This is Thompson.
I like how he just pops up, and he gets 3 yards, but he pops up and hands the official the ball.
Kevin Thompson, a great week last week, picked up close to 150 yards on the ground. He's got 233, I believe, on the year. So it's 3rd and 5 now from the 31-yard line. They stay in the gun. Thompson on the right hip. They got trips to the left. That's the wide side of the field. One wide out right below us here on the short side. They look left. Now they come over the middle, but zipping across the middle. It's caught for the first down out across the 45 to about the 46-yard line. Isaiah Manley on the grab. Quick little turn in, and Sullivan, he's got a great arm. He knows how to operate this offense. 1st and 10.
15 yards, and that's a run-pass option. Receiver across the middle. Not SCS was in coverage, but kind of was trailing on the play by just almost a step and a half.
Now we've got a little equipment problem. Here's the tailback. Thompson has to tie his shoe.
Well, they run to the line of scrimmage, but they don't necessarily snap it right away. So they could hurry up if they wanted to, but they don't necessarily do that.
Thunderwolves now come up in press coverage. They show blitz. They bring a man in motion over here to the right side. They give it to Thompson up the middle, trying to spring it through there. He picks up 3 out to the 49-yard line. You get all that action and all those people out wide, and then you just try to pop Thompson through there and sprint him into the secondary. Gain of 3, 2nd down and 7.
And this is an offense that you don't see a whole lot, but you have to. It's going to take you a while to figure it out. You see it on film all you want, but it takes real time to figure it out.
This time Thompson in motion out to the left, so it's an empty backfield. Pass it left side to Thompson. Pass sails too tall. They were trying to get Thompson streaking up the sideline.
Quinn Van de Koppel had 11 in his sights, and had he caught that ball, he would have been erased.
Dominic Cisse was racing over there as well, the safety, to try to get in coverage, but so you just try to get him overmatched on one side of the field. Now they go 3rd down and 7 from the 49-yard line. Ball's right in the middle of the field. Thompson now comes in motion reset. Actually, that's the backup back. That's Coward. He's in there for protection. Pass up the right sideline. Incomplete. Could have.
They were offside. Southern was offside, though. That was a free play, and Edwards took a shot. So instead of 3rd and 7, you got 3rd and 2.
It's on Sizer.
Well, and it was Croy, too. They both got a real... their jump was that good. Deion's looking at me. It wasn't me, but it was Josh Croy, and Josh Croy just kind of looked at him and said, "Sorry, Pud, you had to take one for me." But instead of 3rd and 7, now you have 3rd and 3. Or a long 2.
Yeah, the mark-off wasn't quite as... almost like they marked off a 4.5-yard penalty here, but officially it is 5. They kind of shortchanged the Hard Rockers a little bit there. Trips to the right. Now they bring a man in motion. Might run the jet sweep here. No, there's going to be a keeper by Sullivan, and he is close to the first down.
He got it.
They're going to mark it with forward progress down to the 43-yard line. He faked it to the man sprinting in motion across the formation. That's Zeke Johnson, kind of a backup fullback, and they fake the jet sweep to him, and then Sullivan gets the yard. So the penalty proves costly. It's first and 10. Down to the 43-yard line. 7-0. Thunderwolves on top here. They scored on their first drive of the game. Here's a handoff right side. Look out. Thompson gets into the secondary. He's got another first down. Trying to tackle the ball. He's still on his feet. He's inside the 25. They push the stack all the way down to the 23, maybe the 22-yard line. Thunderwolves guilty of trying to strip the football there instead of getting the man on the ground.
Jim, that was Dorian Cowart that carried that football, I believe. The backup.
They're both in the ball game there, 11 and 21.
Well, because he looked a lot bigger than I was.
First and 10 from the 22. Play action. They roll it right now. They're going to be a throwback. They're going back left side, and the ball is caught inside the 10 down to about the 8-yard line. That will be Thompson as he came out of the backfield. He went left. They rolled the pocket right, and then Sullivan just stops, throws back the other way. He was covered on the play, but the defender had his back turned to him.
Yeah. It's good coverage, actually.
First and goal from the 9. From the gun, both backs in the backfield. Send Thompson in motion to the right side. And now Sullivan on the keeper, tries to get to the edge. He's inside the 5, looking to the pylon. He is in. We've got the official throwing his cap down. Not sure what that's all about. Maybe the receiver went out of bounds. He was marking that, but nonetheless, it's a touchdown for Sullivan.
Jim, they got the entire action going to the near side of the field, and Sullivan just darted to the far side and outran everybody.
Those little mistakes you make prove costly. The Thunderwolves, that offside penalty would have been 4th down. Instead, they kept the drive alive, and they eventually score. Robbie Joe Girardin in to try the extra point. Good snap, ball's down, kick is up, and it is good. 7:18 to go here in the first quarter. We got a good one so far. Each offense has scored. We're all tied up at 7 apiece on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Texas, they had it blocked the way they wanted. He got
one guy. One guy missed his assignment. Smith in motion on the right side. Edwards up under center here. Denard in the ballgame. Play action. Edwards sets. He's going to go for it all. Zipping it up the right side and incomplete.
Need a little
and
bit
a flag is down. Going to be interference here on the Hard Rockers. That was a little arm bar across O'Shea Washington's chest there, preventing him from getting to the ball. O'Shea was lobbying for it.
Well, and he deserved it, but Brandon Edwards, had he put just a touch more air under that, that's a touchdown. O'Shea had him beat.
And the penalty call goes against the cornerback. You're going to say it's on Tristan Brown is who they ticket with the interference call. So it'll go out to midfield. First and 10 for the Thunderwolves. 7:03 to go here in the first quarter. We're all tied up at 7 apiece.
Hey, it's only 17-10 in Tuscaloosa. I just had to point that out.
Wow, they're coming back. Back to the pistol. Denard is the eye back here. They send Riberich in motion to the right side of the formation. He resets, straight drop back. Looking over the middle. Now Edwards flush, gets the pass away. It's caught by Riberich, and he's hit after a gain of about 2. Fans like the big hit there on Riberich. Riberich just kind of floats around. He's kind of the safety valve there. And when Edwards under pressure had to get rid of it, he found him for a gain of 2.
Well, Marche Denard was a safety valve in the flat, and he was wide open. And Edwards just didn't turn his head this way.
Yeah, he didn't look this direction. Marche was over on this side in the flat. Exactly right. So 2nd down and 8 now for the Pack. They're into Hard Rocker territory at the 48-yard line. Ball's on the right hash mark. Up under center this time, Edwards, with Denard remaining in the game as the back. Both tight ends in the game. Boyd now goes in motion, resets on the right side. That's power that way. They bring him across on the wham block. Denard takes the handoff. Nice hole. He's across the 40, up the sideline. 35-30, 25-20, 15-10. Did he stay in? Looks like he did. Touchdown, Thunderwolves. Well, they said, nope, I'm sorry, beg your pardon. And now they're coming back, and the side judge says he's down at the 5.
Oh, I was waiting for the signal.
The man that was right on the scene, right at the pylon, he thought it was good, but then the side judge came running in and said he did step out of bounds at the 5. But nonetheless, great run by Denard.
Oh, it was blocked beautifully. Look on that right side, that's Keith Head kicking out as a tackle. Blocked perfectly.
So 1st and goal now at the 5-yard line. Denard will stay in the ball game.
You got to give it to him.
Yeah, O'Malley the fullback, offset eye here. Up under center is Edwards. They give it to Denard right side. Puts his head down, blasts his way. 2nd effort, he's close. He's going to be just short, about the half-yard line here. Just a blast play off the right side there with that lead blocker. And he's a good, you talk about O'Malley, he loves to mash people from that fullback position.
It seems like he's been playing forever. Patrick O'Malley is a senior, but it seems, he played as a true freshman.
Right.
So it's kind of funny that this is one of the few teams in the country that employs a true fullback to block as a fullback.
Now they go to the straight I formation. Edwards will go up under center. Denard stays in the game as the I back. Thunderwolves trying to get the lead back here. Give it to Marche, up the middle, puts his head down, he whams his way to the goal line, touchdown. Thunderwolves in.
But he thought he was going to get it on a 48. He did get 48 yards, but he got him in 3 plays instead of 1.
So it all adds up, is what you're saying, right?
Exactly.
Thunderwolves go up on top 13-7. Extra point upcoming here by Mitchell Carter. Forsgren the holder. Good snap this time. Ball's down. Kick is up. Kind of hit it a little chunky that time, but he got enough of it to get it through there. 4:56 to go here in the first quarter. Who's going to play some defense tonight? Well, it's exciting. Thunderwolves lead at 14-7 on Fox Sports Pueblo. 4:56 to go here in the first quarter. Both offenses are in high gear here. It's 14-7. Pack on top. Here's the kick. A little better job this time. Taken at the 3-yard line. Back across the 10, 15, 20, 22-yard line where he goes down. Got tripped up there. Looked like he might get away up that side. But Manley taken down there. Or actually it was Cowart. Beg your pardon. Dorian Cowart. And we've already seen him have an impact in the game running the football as well.
Just kind of snuck in on that one play and took the Thunderwolves with it.
So it'll be at the 22-yard line where the Hard Rockers set up shop on their second possession of the game.
We didn't see Marche Denard last week, and we thought we might. And he played a couple of plays, but it was one of those things where we were kind of anxious to see what he could do.
Well, we now know what he can do. Thunderwolves all press the line of scrimmage here, but they break it out of there, but now they cover up Thompson. He's a kind of a scary running back, Joe, because he's so short and small, but he's kind of powerful, and he can just spring out of there. He kind of hides back there behind his big lineman.
Remind you of anybody? Maybe 28 in white?
Exactly. Reminds me more of old-time Thunderwolf, a man named Lewis.
Jesse Lewis, 28 in white.
That's right. That's the 28 you're referring to?
Okay,
the same thing.
Yeah, Austin Meteor, Jesse Lewis.
And they give it on the left side. Again, it's Thompson. And he runs with a good head of steam, but the Thunderwolves close it down and hurry Brandon Payer over there to make sure he didn't go any further. I think Thompson had some confidence, but Payer there body slammed him at the 27-yard line. So it sets up 3rd and 5 now. Thunderwolves lead at 14-7.
That's what John Riston talked about this Hard Rockers team is they play hard every snap. And they play to the whistle on every snap. So you can't take them lightly at any time during this game. That's how well coached they are.
From the gun now, Sullivan going to change the play. He has trips to the right. Double wide out left. Cowart is in the game. He's on his right hip now as they adjust. See if the Thunderwolves come with some kind of blitz here. Shangolo kind of anxious. Now Payer coming up the middle. They fake it now. They spring him out to the left. And here comes pressure, and he kind of gets rid of the ball. Looked like a fumble. Thunderwolves might have him, but it goes out of bounds.
Well,
he was trying to pass it, but he kind of just bobbled it.
And there was nobody in the vicinity.
So it's just a fumble out of bounds at the 22-yard line. Not to punt the football away. He's very fortunate that the ball bounced out of bounds on him there. It's almost like he was trying to shift it to the left hand and throw it, Joe. It was kind of crazy.
Well, I just listened to the official, and he said he did fumble it out of bounds to the 21.
So it's a sack, minus 6 yards. Ribberich back now at around the 32-yard line to receive the punt from Jared Stangler. He stands at his own 7-yard line here. It's 4th down and 11. Good snap. Kick is away, left-footed kick, kind of a short kick. It's going to hit down and it's bouncing backwards, and they'll down it at the 45-yard line. So good field position here for the Thunderwolves. So a good defensive stand there. They got the pressure on Sullivan, and that was key to that drive.
That's when you want to go talk to Mark Kreiner and say, okay, what was the difference between the first set of downs and the second set of downs? It was Swiss cheese the first set of downs, and it was perfect the second set.
Well, you kind of said it in that first drive. It's the kind of offense maybe you just got to make adjustments, get up to speed. And they did stop them the last drive, but the penalty kept the drive alive.
I think sometimes they're kids, and they you can watch all the film in the world, but until you see it live,
From the pistol, it's Edwards. Denard stays in the game. He's the back. And they fake it to him. Edwards going to roll the pocket right. He had Boyd in the pattern. Now goes up the sideline. Ball's caught. Across the 40, 35, around the 30-yard line.
That's that same pass to Amon Johnson.
Well, that time he didn't go out of bounds. He caught it and then wheeled back inbounds. I think the defender it's almost like he relaxed on the play, thinking Amon might go out of bounds. Pickup of 25 on the play. 1st and 10 for the Thunderwolves at the 30-yard line.
Yeah, that's a great pattern because Zach Boyd was wide open, too, for probably about a 7-yard gain. Brandon Edwards liked that deeper throw.
Rivers wide to the left this time. Looks like Smith's in the game in the slot to the left. They get it to Smith on the left side. That's O'Shea Washington, beg your pardon. O'Shea out across the 25 down to the 24-yard line. I'm anxious to see Smith. You noticed him in practice. They might run Smith in the Wildcat formation a little bit tonight.
Not sure if they'll show that tonight. I think they may wait. It's such a great package. They may wait until they need it. That could be
to spring it on somebody.
That could be a Mesa thing. I'm sure Russ Martin and them are listening now, so there will be no surprises.
Offset I formation. Edwards up under center. Denard stays in the game. O'Malley is in there to play fullback on this set. He's on the right side. And they give it to Marche right side. He bounces outside. Now cuts it back inside. Beautiful cut inside the 15 down to about the 13-yard line. Joe, we all talk about it, the modern way to run the football. You run and then you jam that foot in the ground and get it up the field, and that's exactly what Marche did that time.
He's so strong. And what's really fun about that is people don't realize he was on that national championship team in 2014. Played a lot that year. Right. He really did. He was a very important part of the offense. And then just kind of dropped out of sight, had to take some things back in Phoenix, and he's got his relatives, Preston Denard, who played in the NFL, and asked John Rist if he could come back.
Straight I formation this time, double wide out left. Rivers and Washington in the game. They're out to the left side. And again, they give it to Marche. He's hitting the backfield. He breaks that tackle and gets it down to about the 10-yard line. That's a nifty little run there just to avoid a no-gain situation. That just shows you what he knows, how to run the football.
I'm not sure what happened there. Brandon Edwards was expecting someone to go in motion, and no one moved. So he might have been the only one expecting them to go in motion.
We're down to 1:15 to go here in the first quarter. Thunderwolves lead at 14-7. They've scored on their first 2 possessions of the game, trying to make it 3 for 3 here. Sound familiar? Yeah, that's what they did last week. They were 3 for 3.
I thought we weren't going to talk about last week.
That's right. We're going to wash it away, aren't we? Look right, fire right, and is it a grab? I think he got it. Yes, indeed.
Amon Johnson.
That was a tough grab there on the sideline. Wasn't sure he controlled it to get his feet down, but the official right there says yes, indeed. And Amon Johnson having a great first quarter here. Short of the first down, but still pressing it forward. It's going to be 3rd down and 3 now for the Thunderwolves with 40 seconds to go. Here in the first quarter. Taking a while to get this play in. Now they get it into Edwards. Down to 14 on the play clock. Thunderwolves rush to the line of scrimmage here. I'm sensing we might see a timeout here. The coach is kind of moving up the sideline here. They've got what they want, though, it looks like. Offset I. And now whistle timeout taken by the Hard Rockers on defense. They'll take the timeout. So we'll take one with them. 21 seconds to go here. First quarter. Thunderwolves lead at 14-7 on Fox Sports Pueblo. 3rd down and 3 now for the Thunderwolves from the 6-yard line after the timeout taken by the Hard Rockers. They go to the gun this time. Denard on the left hip of Edwards. Boyd comes in motion, resets on the left side. They're going to pitch it left side to Denard. Trying to get to the edge. Puts his head down. He's got the first down. He's down to about the 1. Just a simple little toss play that time, and you get right behind Boyd, the lead blocker, and Denard's got enough speed to get to the edge. That'll be the last play, I do believe, here of this first quarter. They get it down. They're going to mark it at the 2, but it's going to be 1st and goal for the Thunderwolves. 12 seconds to go right now. Now the clock rolls, and that indeed will be the final play here of the first quarter. So far, so good for the Pack. They've bounced back nicely. They lead at 14-7 over the Hard Rockers here in Rapid City, South Dakota. Back with the second quarter right after this on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
As we get set to start the second quarter here. Thunderwolves on top 14-7. They have first down and goal from the 2-yard line of the Hard Rockers. They'll go to the I formation here. O'Malley in to play fullback. Denard stays in the game. He's the I back. It's a double tight end set as well. Triple tight end set, really. Long count. Give it to Denard right up the middle. Little stutter step. He's into the end zone. Touchdown. Kind of a hesitation move there, Joe. Looked like he stumbled a little bit, but he was just avoiding the tackler, and he fell on into the end zone.
Well, I think he just was letting everybody clear out. I mean,
right.
Let all the big ones beat each other up, and then I'll just step on in.
That makes it 20-7. Extra point upcoming here for Mitchell Carter. Forrest Grinnell holder. Long snapper, Andrew Tomlinson. Low snap, but it's handled. Kick is up. And it is good. 14:57 to go here in the second quarter. Thunderwolves don't waste any time getting this quarter underway. They score, and they lead it 21-7. Timeout on the field on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
On offense in the ball game, they lead at 21-7. Kickoff going to be taken at the 7-yard line. Back across the 10, 15 up the middle. Thunderwolves with good coverage, and they're going to stuff him right at about the 20-yard line. And they're just tackling anything that moves out there, including blockers on the play. As that's Tanner Draper.
Yeah, they just hit things.
He just saw something move, and he's kind of flung him around there. So, Thunderwolves on top, 21-7. Jim Brooks along with the Chieftains, Joe Cervi here tonight. Caitlin Norton, our producer and engineer. Glad to have you here.
Again, eerily similar to another game we just did. We said we wouldn't talk about the West Texas game after they kicked off here, but they scored the 3 times on 3 drives last week, and now they've done it this time.
Sullivan from the gun. Play action. He kind of squats down. Boy, Sizer was right up the middle. He gets away from him. Pass out in the flat, and it's caught. And it'll be close to the first down. He's got the first down. They're going to mark him out across the 30, give him the 34-yard line.
That's 14 yards, but that was a great reception. The receiver came back to his quarterback, and that's what you have to do when they start scrambling like that. Deion Sizer had Sullivan in his mitts, but he couldn't hang on to him.
Ball grabbed there by Matthew Dietz. 1st and 10 for the Hard Rockers. Now they bring a man in motion. That's Cowart, the other running back. They give it up the middle. They spring it through there. Thompson into the secondary. He's got the first down and more out close to midfield. He is smallish, I guess you would say. Only 5'7". He's out of Lakewood, Washington, but he gets the job done. So 2 plays and are already out to the midfield here.
Again, up-tempo, same formation, same play.
And up the middle, Thunderwolves shut it down this time.
But instead of 14 yards, this time he gets 2.
He's 2nd down and 8. That time Sizer holding strong there in the middle, not letting him get a gap.
Tackled by number 10, Josh Croy. Gain of a couple, second.
Stephen O'Malley comes in at linebacker, replacing Van de Koppel. And Stephen O'Malley's he's a brother of fullback Patrick O'Malley. He's a very active player.
Play action. They look right, fire up the sideline, and if they high point it, looks like they got it. It is a first down. They threw that ball up high, and the ball grabbed along the sideline.
That's a back shoulder throw. We talked about that. That's pure timing, and they were right on time.
Tremaine Williams on the grab for the Hard Rockers. It's 1st and 10 down to the 36-yard line of the pack. Again, up-tempo. Give it up the middle. And this time Thompson gets it across the 35 down to about the 33-yard line. It'll be a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. Thunderwolves on top, 21-7.
Deion Sizer comes out. Brady Opp comes in at nose. Maybe get a little blow in there. Maybe getting a little fatigued.
2nd down.
2nd and 7 for the Hard Rockers. Bring Cowart in motion out to the left side of the formation. Straight drop back. Oh, from the backside. The ball's loose. On the sack. It's loose around the sideline. Hard Rockers miss it. Still loose. Thunderwolves going for it. And now it's a mad scramble. It's a massive humanity at about the 49-yard line, and they're fighting and clawing for that football. Thunderwolves think they've got it. We'll see. No signal yet. Thunderwolves football on the recovery. They came on the blind side there, blasted Sullivan. The ball went backwards. It's a mad scramble. Mines had the first chance to get on top of it. They whiffed on the recovery, and then on the second attempt, there was just more bodies there for the Thunderwolves to outfight them.
And I didn't see who came on the blitz, but I'm guessing it was Nor Shangolo.
So it's 1st and 10 for the Thunderwolves at midfield. So they forced the big turnover here.
We don't have the internet feed up here to watch it. But I'd like to know who caused that fumble on that blitz. They sent everybody.
1st and 10 at midfield for the Thunderwolves. Already on top, 21-7. Edwards under center here. Michi back in the game. He's the lone back. Double wide out right. Extra tight end on the left side of the formation. They fake it to Michi. They're going to go for the big strike. Pass up the right side. He's got Washington down there. Lays out. Doesn't quite get underneath it. At about the 5-yard line. And again, Joe, almost like he's a little overamped.
Just here, but you got to understand, he threw that from his own 43.
With pressure coming.
With pressure, and it got to the goal line. So that's 57 yards in the air, and it was just off.
So 2nd and 10. Thunderwolves going for the big strike there, trying to take advantage of the turnover quickly.
It was great play action. Michi drew 2 defenders.
Double wide out right, extra tight end to the left side of the formation. Michi stays in the game as the lone back. Edwards under center. Looks right, going to fire it right, and Rivers doesn't handle the pass. That's Forsgren rather. Reached out with one hand there, tried to paw it that way, and
again
a little too far out in front.
Yeah, a little too amped on that. Get a little too excited. If you're Csu-Pueblo, you want to take advantage of this turnover. You're not going to get many turnovers. You want to take advantage of that. That hit on Sullivan, you know he's going to feel that one tomorrow.
So 3rd and 10 now. They'll go to the pistol this time. Michi remains in the game. Rivers in the game wide to the right. Single wide out left, one man in the slot. Straight drop back. Here comes pressure. Get the pass away, and they go up for it. No good. So Forsgren went up for it with one hand there, tried to snare it. Good coverage on the play.
And that was as good as Brandon Edwards has been in this game. He was not good on those 3 attempts.
Yeah, almost like he was just too overamped on that drive.
He missed all 3 attempts. Cole Forsgren had his man beat twice. That last play and the play before that. And O'Shea Washington was wide open.
Yeah, every pass there was just too much heat on it. So they'll have to punt the ball away. Kuda stands at his 40, gets it away. High kick. Fair catch signaled for and taken at the 7-yard line. Perhaps ill-advised there. You just let that one bounce and take your chances, but instead they'll take over. They're going to mark it between the 7 and 8-yard line. We'll see when they flip it around here exactly where it is. 12:31 to go here in the first half. Thunderwolves lead at 21-7.
Tanner Kuda has quietly put together a very nice resume in 2.5 games, 2 games and 2 quarters. He had 4 punts last week, and they all were inside the 20.
Yeah, last year I thought he was nervous a lot of the time. It seemed like he would be, but this year he is very comfortable in his own skin punting the football, isn't he?
Yeah, he's a great kid. He's out of Douglas County, and he's quietly putting together a very, very good season.
Ball at the 8-yard line for the Hard Rockers, trailing at 21-7. Sullivan takes a snap, play action. He's going to roll the pocket right, zips it over the middle. Ball caught out across the 20, and that's where he'll be hit down and stopped. They come out of the backfield that time. It's Brandon Labrie. He had a great game the first game there. Missed last week's game. 7 catches for 178 yards in the first matchup this year against Dixie.
When we heard before the game that he was going to play and see a little bit of action, I'm sure they're glad he's back.
Ball's at the 20-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Hard Rockers.
So much being on the 7, right?
Right.
Down in distance doesn't really matter.
And zipped out on the right side and incomplete. As speaking of too much heat on the ball, Sullivan threw that one high and wide, trying to get it to Ian Anderson over there.
You know, if you know Don Eliamidi, the secondary coach for Csu-Pueblo, you know his guys are up for this game. They want to play a game. This is high intensity, high pressure, man-on-man kind of game, and his guys love games like this.
So 2nd and 10, trips to the left, single wide out right. Sullivan from the gun as he's been there all night. Thompson shifts now to the right side of the formation. They're going to fake it to him, zip it over the middle. That's that 32 tight end hot play, Joe, to the slot man, actually, and they gain 15 on the play. This is a quick zip pass right over the middle.
Jim, that was all Jake Sullivan. He saw that, audible to it, all the way up to this. That's a 15-yard pass play.
Matthew Dietz on the reception. 1st and 10, Hard Rockers at the 35-yard line. Thunderbolts lead it 21-7. Press coverage at every spot here on the field for the Thunderbolts. Play action. They look up the sideline. Back shoulder throw hits the defender right in the back. That's great coverage that time by Sears. Or Taylor, rather. Emory Taylor.
Well, Emory Taylor's going to give up height to every other receiver in the league because Emory Taylor, they list him at 5'9".
That's generous.
He's not 5'9". He's not even close to 5'9".
Well, we mentioned they were all in press coverage, and he was just more or less trailing the receiver that time. And it hit Taylor right in the shoulder pads. 2nd and 10. They shift Thompson to the right side now. And they're going to give it to him, and it's stuffed. He gets maybe a couple on the play out to about the 37-yard line.
Or Shangolo's having his way with the left tackle. Just thought I'd throw that in there.
Like Van de Koppel on the stop that time for the Thunderwolves.
Big down if you're CSU Pueblo, 3rd and 8. You get a stop here.
To the wide side. That's their general pattern. Wherever the wide side, they throw 3 receivers, 1 receiver to the short side. Shangolo showing blitz off this edge. Now he makes
coming.
A stunt move down the middle, and it's caught. He threaded the needle there. Thought it was going to be picked, and instead it's a grab down inside the 40 to the 35-yard line. And again, it's that man that we talked about earlier, didn't play last week, Brandon Labrie, at the 35-yard line. That zipped right by. I thought it was going to be picked, Joe.
Well, and she just went for the pick. And if you're going to gamble like that as a safety, you better come up with it.
So it's 1st and 10 at the 35-yard line of the Thunderwolves. Pack on top by 14 here. Look in the left flat. Ball is caught. This is Coward. Makes a nice adjustment there. Breaks a tackle inside the 30. He's down close to another 1st down.
I think he's going to be a hair short.
Looks like they're going to spot it at the 27. It'll be a gain of 8. 2nd down and 2. Fast-paced. Fast tempo this offense likes to employ. 2 backs in the backfield this time, Thompson and Coward. They send Thompson in motion to the right side. And they're going to give it to Coward up the middle. He's got the 1st down. He's down around the 20-yard line. Shangolo came over to make the stop, but not before he picks up 7 yards. It's 1st and 10 for the Hard Rockers.
This is where if I'm Mark Kreiner, you got to call timeout and just settle your guys down.
Double wide out right this time. Single wide out left. They leave both backs in the game. They've made this little adjustment here, and it's working so far. Send Thompson in motion to the right side. And again, they give it to Coward up the middle. He busts through there for another 4 or 5 yards. They're just getting a nice push on the inside. They're moving the nose guard, whoever it might be, to one way or the other.
It's Brady Opp right now, and it's not Deion Sizer.
So it's a gain of 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6. We're under 10 minutes to go now here in the 2nd quarter. Thunderbolts lead at 21-7.
Jim, these are all the 2s along that front line. Sizer, Croy, and Riston are not in on that defensive front.
High snap, but it's handled. Play action. They go out in the flat. Ball caught by Coward. Gets ahead inside the 10. He's got the 1st down. It'll be 1st and goal. Dorian Coward down to the 8-yard line where it'll be 1st and goal for the Hard Rockers.
And look who comes back in. Sizer, Riston, and Croy. A law firm of.
Yeah, there was some question whether Michael Riston wouldn't play this week. He looks fine out there tonight so far. But got a little bit of a knee issue.
You know, they just moved that entire field with the backups along the front line.
Trips to the left this time. Give it to Thompson right. It's a nice spin move there. Payer got enough of him to get him down around the 9. It's going to be a loss of a yard. Thompson was trying to cut. He saw Payer coming, but Payer's so strong, Joe. That's all you got to do is get a paw on you. And let's face it, Thompson, not that big a guy. That's kind of a mismatch. So 2nd and goal from the 9. Thunderbolts jump along the line of scrimmage, but they don't come across. Now they go to the audible as Sullivan looks over to the sideline. Trips to the left. Single wide out right. Ball's on the right hash from the gun. Sullivan, straight drop. Looks to the corner. Lobs it up too far. Incomplete. Good coverage over there by the Thunderwolves. Shangolo, he's versatile. He's so fast. He can rush the passer, but he can also cover. It's a nice luxury.
Well, you don't want him in coverage, though. That's a mismatch. You just don't want him in coverage. This is a big play for the Thunderbolts defense right here. 3rd and goal from the 9. Midway through the second. Watch Brandon. Jake Sullivan could call his own number here.
Yeah, Shangolo lines up on the left side this time. Let's see if he fires in here. Backfield empty. Now they bring the man in motion back into the backfield. That's Thompson here on 3rd and goal. They look right now, come back left. Little throwback screen. Trying to get it inside the 5. Down to the goal line. Close. No. Down at the 1-yard line is Labrie. Just short. Boy, Labrie made a nice adjustment there. That little throwback screen to this left side, but he was tripped up, and he's just outside the goal line. It's going to be 4th and goal. As close to the goal line as you can get.
You know, and you're not going to say this very often, but Brandon Pear missed the tackle.
Sullivan stays in the gun here, and he keeps it, and they've got him for the goal line stand. That's the danger of being in the shotgun or pistol formation on the goal line, Joe. You can't run quarterback sneak, and the Thunderbolts fire in there and make the stop.
Brandon Pear. I hear coaches.
Yeah, you hear
I hear coaches. They're not very happy.
It's kind of a weird setup here. The Thunderwolves are on this side of the field, yet the coaching staff for South Dakota Mines is on this side. The Thunderwolves coaches are across the way in the other booth. Kind of a weird deal.
Great defensive stop by Brandon Pear. Shoots the gap. Sullivan called his own number. Almost like a quarterback draw called.
Yeah, I hate that formation on the goal line. You got to be able to adjust, I think, and get up under center there. So Thunderbolts take over at their own 4-yard line, leading the game 21-7. Edwards up under center. Sends Boyd in motion to the left side. He resets. Give it to Michi, and he bounces it outside across the 10 to about the 12-yard line. Good job by Edwards there carrying out the fake. And nobody went with him that time, so you'll see the Thunderbolts at some point, if they can sell that play again, that same look, see Edwards roll out to that left side and zip one up the sideline somewhere. It's a gain of close to 8 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 2. Michi stays in the game. He's been alternating with Denard in this game. Double wide out right. 1 back in the formation. That is Michi. Double tight end set. Long count. Straight drop. Here's the wide receiver screen right side. It's caught. And hurtling his way out across the 15 to the 16-yard line. O'Shea Washington selling out on that one.
Your coaches are going to say, hey, please.
Yeah, we need you for the duration of the season.
Nice bruised lung and all. Don't leave your feet.
Well, he was leading the Pack Jacks tonight before the ball game. He had them all fired up.
You know, I wondered who was going to take over that because that was Bernard until he got hurt. It's kind of a badge of honor to be the guy.
Right. Offset eye this time as O'Malley's in the game. Under center is Edwards. Here goes straight drop back. Looks left, fires left. Ball caught. Forsgren out across the 20 to about the 21-yard line. A gain of 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5. Cole Forsgren seeing extended action. We've talked about it, Joe. He is a dynamite player. Sometimes he gets lost in the shuffle with all these receivers.
Well, Brandon Edwards and Amon Johnson had a nice little thing going in the first half. O'Shea Washington is a great talent. Cole Forsgren is solid receiver. We haven't even called Josh Smith's name. He might have one of the best catches in the school history.
2nd and 5. Thunderbolts lead at 21-7. 6:25 to go here, first half. Offset eye. O'Malley to the right side of the formation. They run it to Michi off the right side, and he runs right into a stack, but he keeps on his feet, looking to go across the 30 to the 32-yard line.
Saw a little face mask there, but then didn't get called.
Not sure if he might have ran into his own player there like a pinball. He hit in there, bounced backwards, and then just kept churning and got forward for good yardage out to the 33-yard line.
Nice 12-yard gain.
So Thunderbolts defense getting the goal line stand, and now the offense punching it out of there. A couple of first downs to get some field position here at least. Now Now you start thinking about moving it all the way down the field.
You know, we say he reminds us of Jesse Lewis because Jesse wore number 28 for Csu-Pueblo. That's about as good a compliment as you could pay a running back.
Fake the draw play. Wide open. That's O'Shea. He's across the 40. And about the 44-yard line. Kind of a little drag pattern. They run play action, and then Edwards rolls out to the left. And just a little crossing pattern underneath there by Washington. He gets forward for the first down. Or no, they're not going to get it. They say he's down out of bounds at the 42-yard line.
You know what's great there, though, Jim, is the touch that Brandon Edwards put on that pass. He had that one drive where he was just too hot.
Right.
That was great touch right there, a little pass play.
So it's a gain of 9, 2nd and 1 for the Thunderwolves. We're down to 5:25 to go here in the first half. Pack on top, 21-7. Offset eye from the pistol this time. Second time we've seen this look in the game. They're going to roll the pocket right, fire it right, caught up the sideline. And that's their wealth of receivers. Joe, they come at you in waves for the Pack, and that time it's Shane Larson, the true freshman out of Pueblo West High School.
You know, and Riston kind of likes Shane Larson. He told us a little bit about him. He said, don't go to sleep on this kid.
So he has a first down for the Thunderwolves all the way down to the 48-yard line of the Hard Rockers. 5 minutes to go here in the first half. Thunderwolves on top, 21-7. Johnson back in the game. He's wide to the right. Ball's on the right hash mark, so it's two wideouts right, but it's a short side formation here. Offset eye. Give it to Michi up the middle. Puts his head down, gets inside the 45 down to about the 44-yard line. Michi that time running through with both hands on the football as they were ripping at it. So it's a gain of 4. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
You know, they brought two true freshmen on this trip. Marcus Lindsay is a tailback, brother Philip Lindsay, who plays at CU, and Gunnar Lampier, the quarterback from Grandview, because they don't know if they're going to need them. They don't want to use them. They might they're trying to redshirt them, but you got to have guys in uniform. Somebody go down.
Yeah, he's the third stringer tonight. Kind of the emergency quarterback, I guess you'd say. Double wide out left this time. Offset eye. O'Malley comes in motion to the right side of the formation. Now resets. And again, they give it to Michi off the right side. Gets the lead block, breaks tackles. He's inside the 35 down to about the 34-yard line. Great block that time by O'Malley leading the way, and that's what Michi kind of ran off his hip that time after he set the edge there.
All the way down to the 34. It was 10, but it looked like more than 10.
Well, O'Malley, he gets up into the defender so well, Michi can kind of take his pick which way he wants to go.
And they got a nice play set up for Patrick O'Malley tonight. I watched him work on it several times this week, a little wheel route pass play. Be nice to reward him for all the dirty work he's done tonight.
Offset eye to the left side this time, ball on the right hash mark. Edwards under center. They fire it left. Ball is caught. Great grab there by O'Shea up the sideline. He reached out there with one hand and snared it down to the 20. We've got a flag down here on the opposite side of the field, completely away from the football. What is this going to be? What has this guy picked out here?
You know, it could be a legal formation.
Flag on the flag.
But the flag's about 8 yards down the field. We'll see here.
There is no foul. Okay, the ball.
Okay, I think when you throw it out there, if you're engaged on a block on the line of scrimmage, as long as the ball's thrown behind, Joe, maybe it sounded what the explanation was.
It got to it, so there was no illegal man downfield.
So 2nd down and 1 from the 25-yard line, down to 3:20 to go.
But great job by the field judge to go make sure where that ball was caught and thrown.
Offset eye to the right side this time. Now O'Malley goes in motion left, resets. They'll give it to Michi off the left side. Good blocking on that left side, but it breaks down in a hurry. Good pursuit there, but they get close to the first down. I think they got it. Boy, it looked like it was going to spring there for a moment, but credit their linebackers for getting over there and good pursuit, shutting it down.
He did get the first down on that down to the 23.
So the Thunderwolves keeping this drive alive. We're down to 3:05 to go here. Second quarter, they lead it 21-7.
You know, he only needed one.
That's a nice luxury, isn't it?
Yeah.
Again, they stay in the offset eye, this time from the left hash mark. Edwards under center for the most part this entire drive. Edwards in motion, or O'Malley in motion, resets. Now they give it to Michi off the right side. Turns the corner, cuts back inside the 20. It's just power football right now, Joe. They're just kind of imposing their will, aren't they? They are. And close to 5.
And it's just great to see the pulling guards and the pulling, just the caravan out there.
Mark it at the 18-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down and 5 for the Thunderwolves. They lead it 21-7. Clock just milking away here. We're down to 2:15 to go. Offset eye to the left. Ball on the right hash mark. Edwards under center. Takes the snap, draw play. Michi off the right side, cuts it inside, across the 15, close to the first down as he jams his way all the way down, close to the 10-yard line. It'll be first down, maybe 10. We'll see where they spot it. Looks like they're going to mark it right at the 10-yard line, so first and goal for the Thunderwolves.
Your favorite down and distance.
Yep, the all-time worst. First and goal.
But you take first and goal anytime.
Yeah, that's right. You get it, you don't complain. Clock rolling. We're down to 1:40 to go here in this first half. Thunderwolves on top, 21-7. This time, O'Malley out of the game. They bring an extra tight end plus an extra receiver. Double wide out left, single wide out right. That's Eckhoff in motion to the left side. Run the draw play to Michi out the right side. Breaks one tackle. Trying to drag a tackler forward. He's taken down at the 9-yard line. Couldn't quite get his foot free there. Now whistle and a timeout. Well, they signaled timeout, but they stopped the clock for some reason.
I think
Did the Thunderwolves take timeout?
No,
now they wind the clock, so it might have been an equipment issue there. So the clock running again with 1:15 to go. So the Thunderwolves not going to take the timeout here. They mark it right at the 10, so no gain. Marche Denard in the game now. Double wide out left, single wide out right. Edwards under center. Send Boyd in motion. Little three-step drop pass, corner route looking for Johnson. Back of the end zone, incomplete. Little corner route that time to that back pylon.
Jim, they practice this all the time, and they do it with defenders. They do it with the secondary, the guys, and they have a nice competition. They practice. But Brandon Edwards throws a lot more air under those passes in practice. That was a little flat, and if you're going to throw that fade pattern, got to get a little air under it. Now they took over this 8:06.
Hey, you talk about milking away a half or a quarter. That's what they've done here.
8:06 they took over the drive.
Rivers wide to left. Washington in the slot to the left. Johnson wide to the right. From the pistol this time. Edwards, again, corner route. Jump ball in the corner. Ball's caught. Flag is down. Going to be interference. Is it a touchdown? Yes! The ball grabbed in the corner. What a grab.
This may be offensive pass interference. Nope, they're going to call defensive pass interference. Sammy Long the fourth. Right?
And it was 82, not 81. I apologize, Sammy Long family. That's his first action of the game. I think that's the first time he's been in tonight. So they decided to go to him on the old corner route. Maybe it's because Johnson was tired from the last play. It was exactly the same pattern. Ball down, kick is up, and it is good. 48 seconds to go here in the first half. Thunderwolves lead it 28-7 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
Well, we told you the Thunderwolves were deep at wide receiver. They sneaked Sammy Long into the ball game. The play right before that went to Johnson, who was in on that corner route, but maybe he got shaken up or just tired, and they came back to the exact same pattern. Joe talks about it. They practice it all the time. And that time, just throw it up there and let your receiver go and get it.
It's a receiver. It's a great drill that the receivers in the secondary run in practice.
Short kickoff. They pooch it down here, and it was a live ball there. The Hard Rockers get on it at the 30-yard line. But congratulations to Sammy Long. Now, he had a tough ball game, that first game out against Mines. Had a couple that were thrown his way. He wasn't able to secure. He had to feel bad about it, things the way they went. But he comes through here. Flag is down back up the field. Looks like the Thunderwolves were offside. I think.
Well, that little pooch. If you're the Hard Rockers, you just take the 5 and. Yeah. And you're going to take a knee. You get the ball to start the second half. Although they do have 47 seconds. That's a lot of time sometimes for that offense.
Yeah, for their fast break offense, they can move it up the field. So getting back to Sammy Long, he's a senior out of Lakewood, Washington. Transfer. Ball on the left hash mark. Trips to the right here. Straight drop back. Sullivan steps up in the pocket, gets away, and then he's tripped up.
He tried to give himself up, but he was being tackled at the same time, so Brandon Pear was lucky to not get called for a late hit there.
Yeah, I thought Sizer might have got a piece of him on his way down. But you're right there, Joe. They're lucky they didn't call that. Sullivan steps up, fires it right. Ball caught at midfield. So down to 24 seconds to go here. So it'll be 1st and 10. They're going to spot it at the 49-yard line of the Hard Rockers. They'll move the sticks.
You know, you better be careful. There's still a lot of time left for this kind of offense.
Trips to the left this time. Ball in the right hash mark. Again from the gun. He's been there all night. Sullivan, straight drop back, flares it out in the right flat. Ball caught, but it's going nowhere.
And look who made the tackle. The defensive end in the flat.
This is Josh Croy. Josh Croy, number 10. Timeout taken by the Hard Rockers. 18 seconds to go here in the first half. Timeout on the field. Thunderwolves lead at 28-7 on Fox Sports Pueblo. 28-7. Thunderwolves on top. Boy, it's good to have Josh Croy back in the lineup this year, isn't it? He just flies around out there.
And he's just so happy to be here. He's so grateful.
Yeah, he was poised for a great year last year. Had that knee injury in training camp.
Before the first game.
So it's 2nd down and 11. That's secondary here. There's 51 yards they need, or 52 yards to get into the end zone here. And with 18 seconds to go, that's a tough nut to crack, but they're going to give it a shot. Thunderwolves in about as big a prevent as they could be in, but they're a lot of guys pressed up on the line of scrimmage, though. They're kind of daring them, aren't they? Now they backpedal. Straight drop back. Pass left side. Ball caught by Labrie. Gets out of bounds. Boy, he's got a good... Oh, don't do that because you're going to get a flag. And it's a personal foul on the Thunderwolves on the tackle.
Jimmy got one a couple weeks ago, too.
Dominic Cisse with the body slam on the sideline. And that's going to move him into field goal range here with 12 seconds to go. They had him down, out of bounds at the 42-yard line, but now with the 15-yard mark off, they can start thinking about field goal. And Cisse's getting the hook. So they mark it down to the 27-yard line. That's just foolish.
Sometimes you wonder what these kids are thinking. Or if.
Yeah, exactly. Trips to the right, single wide out left. I'd take a couple shots to the end zone here. Wind's starting to whip through the stadium here. You can probably hear it there on our crowd mic. Long count. Zip it over the middle. Ball's caught. Trying to get across the field down to the 15. The clock will stop as they move the chains. Ball again complete to Labrie. They're going to come right up on the line of scrimmage. They probably should have used their last timeout, but said they're going to try to. Now they do take the timeout. I thought so. 7 seconds to go. Timeout on the field. Thunderwolves lead at 28-7 on Fox Sports Pueblo. Ball's at the 15-yard line. Chance for Lee. Yeah, you're going to get one play, of course, but do they get two off here? It's going to be dicey. They might try just another quick little out and then try one maybe from the 8-yard line. I think you've got to go to the end zone.
I think if you're going to take a shot at the end zone, it's on this play.
Yeah, you can't mess around here.
You got one timeout left. No, they actually don't have a timeout left.
Yeah, that was their last timeout.
I'm sorry, I thought they had one left.
Take it in the middle. Corner route, up in the air, high point. Is it good?
He's
got it. Touchdown.
Right over the top of Emery Taylor.
And that's all on the penalty, Joe, because they get those extra 15 yards and they get that much closer to the end zone and they get it in.
With 4 seconds to go.
Beautiful throw that time by Sullivan. Again, we talk about high pointing the football. You throw it up high, and then you're going against a short cornerback. You like your odds.
Eerily similar to last week. We weren't going to talk about last week, but give up a score right before the half, and they get the ball to start the second half.
Isaiah Manley on the touchdown grab. Ball's down. Kick is up. And they might have roughed the kicker there, but doesn't matter. Kick goes through with 4 seconds to go. 4 seconds left here in the first half. Hard Rockers are back within 14. Thunderwolves lead at 28-14 on Fox Sports Pueblo. Well, for all the things good the Thunderwolves have done in this first half, that kind of puts a downer on it all there, was giving up that late score. And that extra bit of yardage they got from the penalty call proves to be a killer. Now with 4 seconds to go. Hard Rockers. Imagine they'll squib it along the ground here. Ball's hooked out of bounds. Now the Thunderwolves will get the ball out at the 35, I believe it is.
Like I said, though, the Hard Rockers get the ball to open the second half.
Yeah, that's where we're going to be. It's going to be a critical possession. You got to stop them somehow, that opening drive of the second half. If you don't, they're back within one score. It's anybody's ball game again. The officials discussing exactly how they're going to handle this. Looks like they're going to put it at the 35. Yeah, Hard Rockers were also offside on the kick. So now Thunderwolves are going to go with one play here. This is the ultimate prevent. You got 5 guys standing back at your own 10-yard line. That's what the Hard Rockers defense is. So there's all kinds of room in the middle here for the Thunder. They're just going to go in victory formation, take a knee, and call it good. And that's what they do. That ends the first half of play. Thunderwolves on top 28-14 as we go to break. Come back. We got a jam-packed scoreboard show coming for you. We'll get you caught up on all the numbers. That all comes your way next. Halftime from Rapid City. Thunderwolves on top 28-14 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
And welcome back. Rapid City, South Dakota. Halftime score here, 28-14. Thunderwolves on top. Get you caught up on what has happened in this ball game. The Thunderwolves jumped out on top early. Took the first possession of the game. Marched it 79 yards in 10 plays. Austin Michie taking it over from 12 yards out. The extra point was good. It was 7-0. Then South Dakota Mines on their first possession of the game. They go 74 yards in 9 plays. It was the quarterback, Jake Sullivan, going in from 9 yards out. Extra point was good. It was 7-7. Thunderwolves on their second possession. Marche Denard had a beautiful 45-yard run on the drive. Eventually went over from a yard out for the touchdown. It was a 4-play, 65-yard drive. Extra point good. Thunderwolves led it 14-7. Then on the very first play of the second quarter, again it was Denard, this time from 2 yards out. Extra point was good, making the score 21-7. Thunderwolves then they get one of the big moments of the ball game, get a goal line stand. The Thunderwolves then would get it back at their own 4-yard line. They would go 15 plays, 96 yards. They would take 7 minutes and 18 seconds off the clock. Eventually it was Sammy Long the fourth, a 10-yard touchdown strike from Edwards. The extra point was good. It was 28-7. Score happened with 48 seconds to go in the first half. You thought that would be it. Nope. South Dakota Mines comes back. They would go 65 yards in 6 plays, plus a critical boneheaded 15-yard personal foul penalty against the Thunderwolves. Got them set up down in the red zone, and they would strike as Manley would catch a 15-yard pass from Sullivan. The extra point was good with 4 seconds to go in the half, making it 28-14. Back with the first half numbers. That all comes your way next. Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo. And welcome back here to O'Hara Stadium, here on the campus of South Dakota Mines. Just had the freshman run here, the entire freshman class, at least those that wanted to participate. And it looked like a pretty good participation. Just ran a lap here, and some of them took it more serious than others. But it was fun, and the crowd clapped them all the way around, and now they're out there on the field and having a good time. They've formed the letter M out at midfield for everybody in attendance. It's quite a scene here tonight. Great atmosphere for Division II college football game here tonight. Thunderwolves on top, 28-14. Let's look at some of the first half numbers for you. Thunderwolves with 17 first downs. Hard Rockers with 16. Thunderwolves had 136 on the ground, 135 through the air, 271 yards total offense on 40 plays from scrimmage. Hard Rockers 56 yards on the ground, 180 through the air, 236 yards in total offense on 38 plays from scrimmage. Hard Rockers did fumble once. They also turned the ball over on a goal line stand. That's really kind of the difference in the ball game. Thunderwolves were 2 of 4 on third down. Hard Rockers 3 of 5. Thunderwolves were in the red zone, were 4 of 4. Hard Rockers only 2 of 3. Possession time first half. Thunderwolves 17 minutes 42 seconds. Hard Rockers 12 minutes and 18 seconds. Individual numbers, Michi 12 carries, 71 yards, and a touchdown. Marche Denard 7 carries for 67 yards. He had 2 touchdowns. Thompson with 9 carries for 32 yards. Cowart 3 carries for 32 yards for the Hard Rockers. Edwards was 15 of 20 through the air, had the 1 touchdown, 135 yards. He wasn't sacked. Sullivan 15 of 19 for 180 yards and the touchdown, which came late in the first half. He also had a rushing touchdown in the first half. He was sacked twice. O'Shea Washington, 6 catches for 53 yards. Johnson, 3 for 45. Forsgren, 3 for 15. Long, 1 for 10. It was a touchdown. Labrie, 6 for 84. Cowart, 3 for 15. Manley, 2 for 30. Dietz, 1 for 15 for the Hard Rockers. Some of the defensive numbers. Williams had 6 tackles to lead the way for the Thunderwolves. Van de Koppel and Shangola with 5 apiece. Payer with 4. Brown and Stewart and Stone with 5 each for the Hard Rockers. Jackson had 4. Our halftime score, Thunderwolves lead the ball game 28-14. Back with our scoreboard right after this on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
28-14, our halftime score. Thunderwolves on top by 14. Let's take a look at what else is going on today in college football. First in the RMAC, big game of the day. Mesa scores on the final play of the game. They kick a field goal to defeat Mines today in Grand Junction, 38-36. Mesa will come to Pueblo in a couple weeks. That should be the game of the year again. Chadron State goes to Gunnison, knocks off Western State 49-7. Highlands today, next week's opponent. They knock off Texas Wesleyan, non-conference opponent, 42-7. Texas Wesleyan, I believe, is an NAIA opponent. Adams State goes to Durango, wins 34-7. In progress down in St. George, Utah, Dixie State leads Black Hill State 21-10. That's a second quarter score. Scores from inches around the state. Colorado survives a bit of a scare. They end up beating Northern Colorado 41-21. They only led 31-21 heading into the fourth quarter in that game. Michigan held off the Air Force Academy, scored a couple of late touchdown and a field goal to put it away, but they were in trouble throughout that ball game. They ended up winning at 29-13. And another score of note today, last week's opponent, West Texas A&M, they defeat Texas Permian Basin 17-6. CSU, we'll get to that here momentarily as we transition to scores in the top 25. Let's see what's going on. It's 38-10 now. Alabama leads CSU. The Rams had cut it at one point to 17-10, but now since then Alabama has come back with 3 straight touchdowns. That is at the end of the third quarter there. Other scores from the top 25 in progress. Oklahoma, that's gone final now. They defeat Tulane 56-14. 21st ranked Washington State, that has gone final. They defeat Oregon State 52-32. Third quarter score, Mississippi State, maybe a shocker of the day. Some people didn't think it was a shocker, though. They lead LSU 30-7. That is late third quarter. Penn State over Georgia State 35-0. That is a halftime score. Clemson in the game of the night, they lead Louisville 10-7. That is midway through the second quarter. Texas and USC, no score. They've moved to the second quarter of that one. K-State and Vanderbilt all tied up at 7 apiece. That's in the third quarter, just underway there. Halftime score, Georgia over Stanford 21-7. Oklahoma State, these are the finals now. They defeat Pitt 59-21. UCLA falls to Memphis in a wild game today, 48-45. Va Tech defeats East Carolina 64-17. Wisconsin over BYU 40-6. Florida wins it on the last play of the game. They defeat Tennessee today 26-20. TCU over SMU 56-36. Auburn over Mercer 24-10. Ohio State defeats Army 38-7. Games later tonight, Washington with Fresno State. San Diego State will take on Stanford. Final from last night, South Florida defeated Illinois 47-23. In games of note in Division II, well, we got a moment. Northwest Missouri knocked off Kearney today. Missouri is the number 1 ranked team in the country. They win it 13-0. Number 2, Ferris State leads Northern Michigan 35-7. Third quarter score there. Texas A&M Commerce, number 3 in the country. They lead Eastern New Mexico 41-15 in the third quarter. Number 4, Cheney, it's number 4 Shepherd. They defeat Cheney 42-34. And number 5 IUP defeats their opponent today 65-16. Back with our second half kickoff. It all comes your way next on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
Pet peeve at Massari Arena when the clock would get down to about 35 seconds. They'd reset it to 0 and go ahead and start the half. They did that here on the football game, but you didn't miss much. The kickoff return takes it out to the 20-yard line, and that's where South Dakota Mines will start their first possession of the second half. Ball on the right hash mark. Double wide out left, single wide out right. Both backs in the backfield. They bring a man in motion now, and they're going to give it off the right side. This is Thompson trying to turn the corner. He's hauled down at about the 21, maybe the 22-yard line if they give him a nice generous spot. Looks like they did, so second down and 8. 28-14, Thunderwolves lead it here as we start this second half.
Nice tackle by...
Oops, let me turn you back up, Joe. There we go.
Nice tackle by North Shangolo on the outside there.
Trips to the left, single wide out right. Thunderwolves show blitz off the edge, now they back out of it.
I think they're going to have to put pressure on Jake Sullivan, Jim. I think that him sitting back there and he's getting way too comfortable with this high-powered offense.
Again, here come the Thunderwolves flying through there. They set up the pass is going to be picked off and dropped. Oh, my goodness. You'll never get an easier chance to pick off a pass.
It's number 16. It says it's Marcus Lawrence, a redshirt freshman.
So he's getting to play here, Joe. You know why he's in there? Because Cisse probably showing the bench maybe after that personal foul in the first half.
He's back. Dominic Cisse's back in, though.
Okay. Just haven't seen Lawrence much in this ball game, so it's going to be third down now. Early critical play here. 3rd and 7 as they mark it at the 23-yard line.
But that was Brandon Pear right up the middle.
They're going to run it around the right side, trying to turn the corner. They get the first down. They get it to Coward. They just sprint to the edge there and get the first down as he turned the corner.
They just look at your defense and try and figure out where the mismatch is. That time they had it flooded to the left, a quick hitter to the right.
Man, you drop that pick. It feels like a turnover, doesn't it, Joe? Because you had a chance.
Yeah, it was
great possession, and then now you've given them new life. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line. Play action. Roll right pass. Caught and on the fly. Here's Thompson up the sideline. He's across midfield. All the way down to the Thunderwolves' 48-yard line.
What I want to know is where's Darius Williams? That he's the cornerback that should be in there, and he's not.
1st and 10 for the Hard Rockers. Now they come out to the left side. And they get him down this time. Good play flying over. And that time it was Sears coming over from his safety position to get the man on the ground. Coward after no gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 10 from the 48. Fast tempo. It's a high-pressure offense here.
There's a reason why we haven't seen that. It's because that's Darius Williams' position, and he is not. I don't know where he's at.
Quarterback draw run here by Sullivan. He gets to the outside. He's inside the 45 all the way down to the 40. He's close to another first down. And they're going to spot it right at the 39-yard line. He'll be about a yard short. So it'll be 3rd and a yard now for the Hard Rockers.
I'm looking down there, and I do not see Darius Williams on the sideline.
Bring a man in motion. Will they give it the jet sweep? No, they fake it, and Sullivan keeps it, and he's going to get forward right to the sticks. It's going to be very close here. I think by the spot he's got it.
Yeah, he got it.
He faked the jet sweep that time for the man coming in motion to the left side, and then he just keeps it right up the middle. And he's got it. They got to give it to him. Yep, there they go. They signal the first down at the 38-yard line. You hear the horns honking. The tailgaters right below us here having a great time.
Jim, if they lose Darius Williams,
that's a huge loss.
He's a first-team all-conference cornerback. He is the lockdown cornerback in the RMAC. And I don't see him on the sidelines.
So it's 1st and 10 for the Hard Rockers from the 38-yard line of the Thunderwolves. Long counter. They tried to draw him offside, but the Thunderwolves stay patient on their side of the football. Now they change the play. Sullivan settles back from the gun. Trips to the right, single wide out left. Takes the snap. Steps up in the pocket. He's going for it all up the right side, and it could be interference here, maybe. No, just good coverage. Ball was underthrown, and lucking out that time, I guess you'd say, for the Thunderwolves was Emory Taylor as the ball hit him right in the backside again. Some of the fans across the way wanted the flag.
Well, he didn't turn around. The ball just was that poorly underthrown.
And just more or less hit him right on the backside. So it's 2nd and 10 from the 38-yard line for the Hard Rockers. Now they shift Cowart to the left hip. And they're going to fake it to him. Sullivan going to keep it around the left side. Tries to turn the corner. He's run out of bounds at the 35-yard line.
Jim, what I don't understand is you have a chance to hit Sullivan, and you don't. You let him run to the sideline. You have a chance to hit him before he goes out of bounds.
So you're going to mark him at the 36. It's a gain of 2. It's going to be 3rd and 8. Thunderwolves lead it 28-14. 12-10 to go here in the third quarter. Sullivan again from the gun. Press coverage here by the Thunderwolves. They show blitz off the edge, and now they change the play. It's almost like a pre-snap read.
But they back out of it. I'd like to see him go with it.
Now the Thunderwolves shifting on defense over to the right side. Now here comes Payer on the blitz. Up the middle, pass caught across the middle, but retreating there, giving up yardage. But they're giving him forward progress, Joe, all the way down to the 28. That's not right because he backed up on his own volition.
But what I'm happy about is, you know who made that tackle? Darius Williams. He was back in the game.
No way that spot should be where it's at because the ball carrier had it, and he backed up on his own. So those extra 2 yards can be critical here. Makes it 4th down and a yard instead of 4th and 3. Again from the gun. Thunderwolves have stopped them in short yardage once tonight on the goal line. And now timeout going to be taken by the Hard Rockers here. 11:09 to go in the third quarter. Hard Rockers on the move. Thunderwolves lead it 28-14 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
Welcome back to Rapid City. John Riston down on the sideline wants an explanation from the referee here during this timeout to that last spot. I can just tell by his body language and what he's asking there, why was the ball spotted where it was?
Well, he said, if the receiver catches it and then comes back on his own, you don't get forward progress.
So it's 4th down and a yard now for the Hard Rockers. Double wide out each side. Sullivan from the gun. Run a man in motion. They roll the pocket right. Looking right. Firing right. And it's broken up. Great late coverage there by the Thunderwolves to break up the pass. And again, that's shades of Colorado School of Mines on a 1 yard and you run a pass play. Remember that play a couple years ago up there in Golden? They did the same thing.
And they did it down at the Thunder Bowl. They had on the 1 yard line. Thank you, Bob Stitt. But that's 2 4th down now that the Thunderwolves have come up huge on.
And the first one was on the goal line. It was 4th and about an inch. And that one was 4th and a yard. They rolled the pocket right, but good coverage in the secondary to break it up. So the Thunderwolves take over. They dodge a bullet here. Still leading at 28-14.
Marche Denard now in the backfield. Had a great first half, as did Michi.
That's Eckhoff in motion. Resets on the left side here. They run the draw play to Denard. Look at him bust out of there. Across the 35, 40, 45. He turns on the Jets. Inside the 50. Inside the 40. All the way down to about the 35-yard line of the Hard Rockers. Marche Denard. Great combination of speed and power. All the way down. They're going to mark it at the 36-yard line.
That was beautiful. That was beautiful.
Now the Thunderwolves up by 14 here with their first possession of the second half. Their defense comes up with the stop. Edwards under center. Denard stays in the ball game. Double wide out right. The extra tight end to the left side. Bring Boyd in motion. He resets on the right side of the formation. They run it to Denard off the right side. He's hit from behind. Breaks a tackle. Breaks another tackle. Trying to get away. And he's going to fight like, well, you know what, to get back to the line of scrimmage. Yes.
He fought like heck to gain nothing.
And now we've got a stoppage in play here. An official's timeout. Head linesman coming over, wanting to chat it over with the referee.
I think it was a chain thing. We got a little chain issue.
Yeah, it looks like they're trying to fix the chain that's marked right here on the 36-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 10 here. 10:15 to go in the third quarter.
Josh Smith now in the game at one of the wideouts. Look for him. Going back in the huddle there.
Yeah,
they haven't fixed the chains.
Yeah, they don't want to be up there just hanging around the line of scrimmage. John Riston wants them in the huddle here, waiting till the officials put the ball back ready for play and then call the play again. You know, Joey, when you're amped up like that, you break the huddle and you go to the line of scrimmage, you stand around a little bit, you might forget the play.
Or you might tip your hand.
Right.
Especially if the ball's coming to you.
Exactly. Now they wind the clock ready for play, so the Thunderbolts now have 25 seconds to get it off.
But he's got O'Shea Washington and Josh Smith over here. That's some receiver firepower.
Raw talent there. Up under center, it's Edwards. Here on 2nd and 10. 3-step drop, pump fake. Oh, pump and go down the middle of the field. Threw it too far.
And he threw it to the outside, and the ball, and Josh Smith ran a post.
Yeah, the question is who messed up there, because Edwards definitely threw it out. Or to the post, as you mentioned, they just screwed things up.
Well, Josh Smith is looking at the sidelines. I don't think he ran the right route.
To me, that was just lob it up right in the middle of the field and run underneath it.
Yeah, he's looking right now. He's talking to the receivers coach. That's Mark Herring down there. He's saying,
yeah, you went the wrong way.
So that was the wrong route, and he would have been wide open.
So now it's 3rd down and 10 for the Thunderwolves. Might be officially 9. They're just inside the 36-yard line. Straight drop back. Step up in the pocket. Here comes pressure. Edwards gets away, though. He's got some room. Stiff arm, but he's hit down at the 32-yard line. Now decision time for the Thunderwolves. Do you try the 49-yard field goal here, or you go for it? What are they going to do?
You either go for it or you punt. This is not you can't kick this field. The ball's not traveling tonight. We've seen that on kickoffs. And it's just not going anywhere.
It is Tanner Kuda checking in the ball game. Just rare to see a team punt from the 32-yard line.
They could fake it, too. They have that in the package.
It's 4th down and 6.
Big Morgan Smith.
This would be a great spot for it here. A little student body right. Low snap. Kuda has it. He's going to pooch it. Send it straight up in the air. Thunderbolts trying to get down and down. It's going to hit inside the 5. Takes a high bounce. They go down, and it gets over their head. Nobody there to catch it. They should have caught it on the fly. So it goes into the end zone. It'll come out to the 20-yard line. So the Thunderbolts fail to take advantage of that great field position. And, Joe, we talk about it. All they've done is leave them in the ball game.
Well, and not only take advantage of the great field position, but take advantage of another 4th down stop, and you got your defense off the field. This high-powered, high-octane, high-intensity offense from South Dakota Mines, it's quick, and it's killing the defense in terms of just momentum.
So only a net 12 yards on that punt as it comes out to the 20-yard line. So we're down to 9:07 to go here, third quarter. Thunderbolts lead it 28-14. Another official's timeout as we're having a chain issue again here on the sideline.
You know, the chains shrink when Norton, South Dakota has the ball. It's by about a half a yard, so they're only going about 9.
They just, I don't know if they're changing it up here or stretching it out, what they're doing down there. It looks like they've got it fixed up the way they want it here. Now it's kind of interesting when you got traffic with cars driving right below you here. Weird.
It's a different place, but I'm digging it.
Yep, it's fun. Thompson shifts to the right side. Now play action. They go up the right sideline, and it's incomplete. Good coverage there.
No.
No, they're going to throw the...
I don't know how that is pass interference. He was step for step.
That's the first time I've had to turn around and... Joe, I was so mad I got to spit.
Jim, they were step for step.
That's brutal.
Unless he held him. No, they call it pass interference.
No way. So 15-yard penalty on the Thunderwolves. I like to say, Joe, utterly ridiculous.
Well, and you can say, know your geography, but these are RMAC officials, and I like this crew. It's a good crew.
That was not the right call.
It really is. It's a very good crew tonight.
1st and 10 from the 35-yard line. Play action. Here comes pressure. They get away from it, though. Secondary pressure, gets it away. Pass is caught up at about the 40-yard line. Man, oh man, Sullivan elusive that time as he was hit hard, but somehow stayed on his feet, then got hit again, but got the pass off.
You know, Sullivan's got a huge fan in the stands, and he's from Rapid City, or a huge fan in the stadium, and he's from Rapid City, and that's John Riston. John told us he really liked the way this kid played.
Here's Thompson up the middle, and he bursts through that little hole, but he's a little guy. And he gets it out to the 48-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Hard Rockers. We're down to 8:34 to go here, third quarter. 28-14, Thunderwolves on top. Sullivan from the gun. Play action. He rolls the pocket. Pump fake pass is caught inside the 40, down to about the 39-yard line. He's not afraid to sling it into traffic. Very accurate on the run. So another 1st and 10 for the Hard Rockers. Keeping the pressure on this Thunderwolf defense. Thunderwolves trying to make some substitutions here, run some fresh bodies in. They hand it off the middle, and they get Thompson down after a gain of about 2 down to the 36-yard line. So it'll be 2nd down and 8. Ball spotted at the 37. Sullivan doesn't waste any time. Now he make a little pre-snap read. Now he'll come over, and they'll change the play call. They get it signaled in from the sideline. Everybody turns and looks, and now they adjust the formation as Thompson goes onto the left hip here. The wide side is the left side. Here comes pressure up the middle. Gets the pass away, going forward. And almost grabbed, incomplete. Man, a laying out for that one. Selling out for their Hard Rocker was Manley, but unable to haul it in. Wasn't that bad a coverage, but Manley was open, but you had to thread the needle there.
Jim, they're just picking them apart right now.
3rd and 8 for the Hard Rockers.
That was Tevin Donnell in coverage, and
they give it and a big-time stop there.
Brady Opp.
He just reached out that left arm, kind of an arm bar, and Thompson went down right there.
That was the longest yard.
You just got it right there. You just take your arm out and run into it. 4th down and 8 now for the Hard Rockers. Long count now. They're going to change the play up again.
Watch the slant inside.
Yeah, they got double wide out right, single wide out left. Now they're going to shift the formation a little bit. They're going to run a slot to the left. Now they shift the other back to the left side here. And they're going to run a little corner route, pass too far. Sullivan going for it all that time. Again, he was trying to hit Manley, but the pass sails over his head, so another stand by the Thunderwolves. But credit Opp on that play, or that series. That was a critical stop on that 3rd down play where he just put the old arm bar out on the running back, Thompson. So it remains 28-14. Thunderwolves lead it. Still 7:13 to go here in the third quarter.
Jim, I don't get the philosophy from South Dakota Mines. They're 0 for on 4th down. To them, 4th down is down in distance means absolutely nothing.
Yeah, you think they might try a little trickery or a punt or something, play field position.
Try a field goal, or they're 4th down and 1, 4th down and 3, whatever.
Just go for it. So the ball is at the 37-yard line. Edwards up under center here. Offset eye. Michi into the game. He and Denard have been alternating tonight. And they're going to run play action. They're going to roll the pocket right. Fire it right. Ball caught by Smith. Puts his head down. He's out to about the 45-yard line. He'll be short of the 1st down. It's a gain of 8. I like that play, though. Play action, and you roll the pocket right, and it's kind of a layered pattern. Your first option, obviously, could be Morgan Smith, the big target, but if they come up on him and cover him up, then he can go over the top and shoot it down the sideline.
That's like seeing Morgan Smith catch the ball and motor.
He does get a good head of steam, doesn't he? He's impressive. Ribberich is into the game. He's wide to the left. Johnson wide to the right. Looks like O'Shea's in the slot to the left. Smith remains in the game, comes in motion, now resets on the right side. They run the draw play to Michi. He's got the first down and more. He's across midfield down to about the 48-yard line of the Hard Rockers. So it'll be 1st and 10 Pack. 6:29 to go here in the third quarter. Thunderwolves lead at 28-14.
Now, if that didn't remind you of Jesse Lewis, nothing will. Number 28 running, gets hit, spins, and then gets another 6. Now, a lot of times I sit up here and I just kind of take attendance. I'm looking for key players, and you just got to make sure you have all your weapons. And it looks like so far so good for the Thunderwolves.
Double wide out left, single wide out right. That's Boyd in motion. Resets on the right side. Hand the ball off to Michi, and he's hit right at the line of scrimmage. Goes down for no gain.
It was a great job by the Hard Rockers. They kind of sniffed that one out. There was no hole up in the middle.
So 2nd and 10 for the Pack. You know, they really haven't been shut down tonight on a 3 and out, I guess. They've had some drives bogged down, though. They've
had a couple 3 and outs.
Just haven't been able to put it together consistently here on the drives they need to really put the game away. Single receiver to each side. Now Boyd in motion, resets on the right side of the formation. Play action. Here comes pressure, setting up the screen. It's caught by Smith, breaks a tackle. Oh, look at them go. 40, 35, 30, cuts inside. Tripped up and down to about the 26-yard line. The ball came out, but it's after the play is over. Josh Smith showing that great running avoidability there as he broke the tackle behind the line of scrimmage. And it looked like it was off to the races before he was tripped up at the last minute there. He avoids that guy, it's a touchdown.
He is a load. You know, in practice, he's kind of low-key in practice. Sometimes he takes a play offer to in practice. They've got so many wide receivers, so you don't really notice him. But then he gets in games, and you look at him and go, what a specimen.
Sammy Long's into the ballgame. He's in the slot to the left. He caught a touchdown pass earlier in the game. Michi is the back here on 1st and 10. Under center is Edwards. And he'll give it to Michi. Good burst off the right side. Breaks one tackle. Gets it down to about the 20-yard line. Good hard run there by Austin Michi. He's been in the end zone tonight.
You know, Jim, that was 5 yards and probably should have got none. That's how good a run that was.
And he is not bashful about hitting it up in there. So we're down to 4:35 to go. Thunderwolves continue to lead at 28-14. Looking to get some more separation here on this drive. Edwards up under center. Trips to the left. Michi the lone back. Ball's on the right hash mark. Edwards under center. Again to Michi. Cuts into the hole and now gets down to about the 17-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd down and 2.
And if you're a Csu-Pueblo fan, you like this drive because it's eating clock.
Yeah.
You saw at the end of the first half with 40 seconds what the Hard Rockers can do offensively.
Yeah, you just want to limit their chances here with that fast break offense. But more importantly, you want to get some points here. Get the 3-touchdown lead here. Or at the very least, you got to get a field goal out of this drive. Michi the lone back, trips to the left. And it's Michi up the middle. He's hit, and he doesn't get forward. The Thunderwolves, it's becoming a problem for him, Joe, on short yardage situations on the ground. Last week they missed a number of second and ones, third and ones. Couldn't get it here, 3rd and 2. They gain a yard. It's going to be 4th and a yard.
And they're going for it. You know, like I said earlier, though, the ball is not traveling. It's very cold out it's the first cold weather we've had. The wind chill right now is in the 43-degree temperature area.
Looks like the Thunderwolves are going to run this all the way down here. We're down to 10 on the play clock here, although they break the huddle like they're going to run a play here. See the coaching staff starting to milk their way down the sideline here where they take the timeout down to 3, 2, 1. They're going to run the play. Hand it off on the right side. Michi's got the first down. And he gets it down to about the 11-yard line. They ran the play clock all the way down the 1. They run the play, and they got a nice seal block on that right side.
Yeah, I think their pride was tested a little bit last week when they couldn't get those 2nd and 1s, 3rd and 1s. A lot of drive killers last week, and that's a great job on 4th and 1 for Austin. Means he gets up 5.
Yeah, we'll see if that turns the corner for him on short yardage situations for the year now.
Well, at least it does tonight. It was baby steps.
Exactly.
Baby steps.
Another set of downs here. 1st and 10 from the 11. Double wide out left, single wide out right. Michi stays in the game. Edwards under center. Takes the snap. Fires it left. Ball caught at the 10. Trying to cut back into the 5 to the goal line. Short, about a yard short. Might have the 1st and goal here.
O'Shea Washington. I love to watch him play. He gets up a little gingerly. Are they going to give him the first? They do give him the first down.
1st and goal at the 1-yard line. So we'll see who the Thunderbolts leave in the game.
We'll see who wants the touchdown. That's what you do now. I'd like to see Patrick O'Malley get a touchdown just for Patrick O'Malley.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Maybe some Zach Boyd. He's been, last year he was such a primary target or receiver. This year he's been a blocking tight end and a darn good one.
Michi is the back, offset eye. O'Malley is in the ball game. Power to the left side. Send a man in motion, reset. And they're going to run play action, and it's going to... No, they do give it into the middle. Is it a touchdown? Yes. No on the short... No. I saw Edwards wide open. I thought he had it on the keeper, Joe. It would have been wide open.
No, he gave it to Austin Michi, who got head over heels, landed on the 1-yard line instead of the goal line. I think Csu-Pueblo needs to prove to itself it can get a yard like this. I think that the offensive line, this veteran offensive line, needs to prove to itself that they can push somebody off the ball for a yard.
Same formation, offset eye. Michi the lone back. Long count. Edwards takes it. He pitches the left side to Michi this time. Cuts back. Hurdles his way into the end zone. Flag comes down. Going to get a block. Illegal block here on the Thunderwolves. Either a hold or a chop block in the middle. Going to nullify this touchdown. Personal foul on the Thunderwolves. Going to nullify the touchdown. I think it's Ty McCauley.
They only moved it back to the 11, though. So it wasn't a personal...
He called personal foul, but it only marks off 10, so it had to be a hold unless he marked it off incorrectly. So anyway, we're back to the 11. 2nd down and goal from the 11 now. Now the Thunderbolts have to change things up here. They got a receiver to each side. Rivers wide to the right. Straight drop back, play action. They're going to roll the pocket left. Edwards going to dump it off, and it is caught, but for short yardage down to about the 7-yard line.
Was that Eckhoff?
Pass complete to 85, Aaron Eckhoff.
It is Aaron Eckhoff who is in the ball game. They have this 3 tight end package. Eckhoff will come out of the game now. So it's 3rd and goal from the 7.
He missed a lot of time early with a concussion. It's good to see him back in because they love a 3 tight end package, and that's Boyd, Smith, and Eckhoff.
Ball at the 7-yard line. Double wide out right, single wide out left from the pistol this time. Edwards straight drop back. Looks, fires to the goal line. It's caught but short. Right at the goal line. A little square in pattern right there, but the defense cracked down immediately.
Trying to see that's Amon Johnson.
It's like Amon Johnson on the grab, but he did not get into the end zone. He's about 2 yards short. They're going to mark it at the 2, so it'll be 4th down and goal from the 2. That'll be the last play of the 3rd quarter. So when we come back, Thunderwolves with a big-time decision. They lead at 28-14 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
So decision time for the Thunderwolves here, leading at 28-14. It's going to be 4th down and goal on the 2-yard line. The ball will be on the left hash mark here as we flip the field, moving to our left now.
Jim, you know why I kicked this?
3 scores.
Well, not only that, but Mitch Carter's going to have to kick some field goals for this team. He's going to have to make some field goals. And this would be a nice chance for him to in a pressure situation, to kick a field goal that's definitely within his range.
But they're going to leave the offense out there. Thunderwolves look like they're going to go to their power package. They have O'Malley into the ball game. Michi stays in there.
This could just be a straight blast with Michi. I mean, they've run the ball so well tonight.
Edwards up under center, 1 wide out to the right. Play action. Edwards trying to look back left, lobs it into the end zone, and it is incomplete, maybe intercepted. No signal as of yet. Now a flag comes down. I think that's going to be on Morgan Smith for a personal foul, arguing on the play. He thought he was interfered with.
I think it was intercepted. If it's intercepted, it's a 20, and then you get the personal foul, Jim.
Exactly.
This could be from the 2-yard line plus 15, or from the 20-yard line plus 15.
Well, they did a good job of jamming up Smith on the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, he had no shot there. That's a timing pattern, and it was mucked up.
Here's the explanation. They're taking a while here.
Okay. They said number 50. There is no number 50.
To me,
I'm sure
I thought it might have been Morgan Smith because he was arguing, because that's who the pass was intended to. So they stop him on the goal line stand, and the ball will come out now to the 17-yard line. So 14-50.
It was on 43.
Okay,
they said it was on Morgan Smith.
All right, so they just changed that up on the announcement to the stadium here.
Jim, that's 2 15-yard penalties in this game against Csu-Pueblo.
That brings them all the way out to the 17-yard line here. 1st and 10 for the Hard Rockers. Still down only by 14. Straight drop back. Zip it over the middle. Ball caught at the 22-yard line. Trying to get to the edge. Out to about the 25-yard line. Now we've got more extracurricular activity as the officials come in. Might be another personal foul on the Thunderwolves here upcoming. Thunderwolves are marching backwards, and indeed I think it is.
Looked like it was face mask, they said. That's a big one.
So they'll march it all the way out now to the 41-yard line. So it was a gain of 9 plus the 15-yard mark off, and they're all the way out to the 41-yard line here. 14:46 to go, 4th quarter. Thunderwolves lead it 28-14. Give the ball up the middle. Big hit, but breaking tackles, getting forward is that's the back. It looked like Coward, I think, on the run that time. He gets it out to the 44-yard line. A gain of 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7. Trips to the right. Now Sullivan will change the play. Now the receivers on this side of the field, they adjust. They talk it over. Sullivan from the gun takes the snap, looks right, fires right, and the ball's up in the air, and it is intercepted by the Thunderwolves. Back the other way, it's Sears across the 45, down to the 40-yard line on the tip drill. Jamal Sears, ball glanced off the receiver's hands and right into the midst of Jamal Sears, and the Thunderwolves get the big turnover.
Talk about a much-needed break to go your way defensively. That might settle down your team.
Well, now it's time to quit, as we, for lack of better terms, Joe, screwing around here. Let's put this game away, right?
Well, quit beating yourself.
Exactly.
Jeez, John Riston talks every week about playing against one team. Csu-Pueblo cannot get out of its own way. Penalty.
Johnson checking into the ball game late. He goes to the quarterback. Edwards gets the play call. Now he goes out wide to the right. Double tight end set here. It's a power formation for the Thunderwolves with Denard, the lone back. Now they bring Smith in motion. He resets on the left side. And they run the draw play right side to Denard. Good head of steam across the 35, 30, 25, 20. Hurdles his way down to about the 18-yard line. Marche Denard.
He's got that burst. He's just got that burst.
And it's 1st and 10 now for the Pack at the 19-yard line. They lead it 28-14. That was our score at halftime. Edwards under center. Brings Smith in motion. Resets. Again to Denard off the right side. He's got Eckhoff. The lead blocker goes right off it. Inside the 10, inside the 5. Touchdown! Marche Denard on the run, but a great block that time by Eckhoff. These tight ends, they do so much for... There's a flag down. Oh, my goodness. Back here at the 15-yard line. What's this going to be all about? It's completely away from the play. Do the Thunderwolves shoot themselves in the foot again?
Well, Josh Smith does not like it.
Chop block on the Thunderwolves. Illegal chop block.
71 and 64. Well, Willie Hayes III, he's playing for somebody who must be injured.
And then Corbin Feenstra. So that marks it all the way back out to the 28-yard line. Oh. Well, Joe, our old buddies, Dave Robinson, Dr. Dave, checking in. It's beginning to be like that trip to the dentist. Everything's going to be all right, I think. I think everything's going to work out. But you're hearing that drilling sound right now.
Well, I'm just looking to see who Willie Hayes is playing for.
Smith in motion to the right side. Resets. Play action. Edwards sets. Looks. Fires. Ball caught inside the 20 down to about the 16-yard line. And again, it's Eckhoff. So Eckhoff threw the great block on that last touchdown that was nullified. And now he's in the pattern and makes the grab.
Well, Willie Hayes III is Spencer Nath's backup, but I thought I saw Spencer in the game, so now I'm looking for Spencer Nath. Nathan, excuse me.
So it was a gain down to the 16-yard line. It makes it second down now and 7 for the Thunderwolves with 13:15 to go here, fourth quarter. They lead at 28-14. Boyd in motion, resets on the right side. Draw play to Denard, this time left side. Cuts inside the block, inside the 10, inside the 5, stays on his feet, driving for the goal line, knocked out of bounds at about the 2, and he's upset with himself that he got knocked out of bounds. He felt like he should have scored there. Marche making the most of his opportunity in this ball game. Pumping the chest.
First and goal.
At the 2-yard line with exactly 13 minutes to go here in the fourth quarter. Pack on top, 28-14.
10 carries, 123 yards, 2 touchdowns for Marche Denard tonight. Welcome back.
Yeah, exactly. Offset eye, O'Malley in the game. He lines up right behind the left tackle. Bring a man in motion left side. They pitch it left side to Denard.
That's not good.
They've got it strung out, and he's going to lose 4 yards all the way back to the 6. All those players on the left side for the Thunderwolves drew a crowd, and they really sold out on that side. And a loss of 4. It'll be second down and goal from 6. Joe, do you hear that dentist drill again?
I do. But Jim, you kind of feel bad for Marche Denard right there because the play called for him to go to the left. Everybody was to the left.
Yeah, sometimes you bring men in motion, everybody's set over there. It just draws a crowd, especially on the short side.
You got everybody's horns are going crazy here, the Thundersticks. Although the Hard Rockers crowd is a little bit quiet.
Under center, it's Edwards. Denard alone back. Play action. Sets. Looks in the middle. Here comes late pressure. Now he gets away. Rolling the pocket right inside the 10. Now fires into the end zone. That might be picked off. It rolls incomplete. Man,
that's a bad throw.
It was close to being picked off. So now it'll bring up third down and goal for the Thunderwolves.
Sometimes Brandon Edwards locks on. That's, if you have a knock on him, sometimes he locks on. We've seen some wide open guys because he just doesn't turn his head a little bit. That's if you have a knock on him, that's what it would be.
Now it is third and goal from the Thunderwolves from the 5-yard line. Smith in the game goes wide right. Washington in the slot to the right. Denard alone back, this time from the pistol, it's Edwards.
And they didn't get it off, but they let him go.
Jump ball in the back corner of the end zone and run out of real estate. Incomplete.
Well, the ball had to be catchable. And it wasn't.
Yeah, they just ran out of room here on the corner route. So now you send the field goal unit out.
They kind of fell in love with that play, Jim. It looks like they're getting a little bit complacent on goal line plays, running the same thing over and over again.
So now it's fourth down. That means it's Mitchell Carter in from the left hash mark, just inside the left hash mark. It'll be a 22-yard attempt.
22.
High snap. They get it down. The kick is up. And somehow it's good. You got to credit Cole Forsgren there on a fantastic hole. That ball was snapped way up high, and he got it somehow down, and the field goal is good. 11:49 to go here in the fourth quarter. Thunderwolves lead it 31-14 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
31-14. Thunderwolves push the lead out to 17. They've got that 3-score lead finally. Kickoff here by Mitchell Carter. He's into it. Chance for the return. Coward will take it at the 9-yard line. It's back across the 15, 20, up the sideline, and gets all the way out to about the 29-yard line before he's submarine. Here comes a late flag in.
Jim, it looked like somebody kind of led with their helmet. I'm not sure what they're going to call here.
We got an injured player for the Hard Rockers as well. That's well behind where the flag was. Oh, my. A block below the waist on the kicking team, which is CSU Pueblo. So that means somebody just went in there and took a free shot at somebody, more or less. Miles Matthews, the guilty party for the Thunderwolves, so it's going to be a 15-yard mark-off against the Pack. So that'll take it from the 29 all the way out to the 44-yard line.
You know, sometimes, as a coach, you're going to have to tell people, you know,
there's a little discipline.
Coaches are screaming at CSU Pueblo coaches. The Hard Rocker coaches are screaming across the field. They walked out and let them know what for right there. John Riston was having none of it. And the referee just said he just dove at the kid's knees. I'm watching him right now, telling Riston, what do you do? And he said he just dove straight at the kid's knees.
And that's the injured player for the Hard Rockers. He's up and comes across the field, but that's where they saw the infraction.
Well, that's 3 15-yard penalties in the last 6 minutes against CSU Pueblo.
So line of scrimmage is the 44-yard line. 1st and 10 there for the Hard Rockers. They trail it 31-14. Thunderwolves press coverage all across the field here. Send Coward in motion to the right, or left side rather. They're going to go right side on the handoff to Thompson. And he's taken down. That was a high hit. Thunderwolves get away. They're just happy to. They're kind of upset now. They kind of feel like they're being overmatched, maybe, but maybe that's what they need to rally themselves.
He was having none of that.
2nd and 10 from the 44-yard line. Sullivan from the gun. Now he'll change the play. Looks over to the sideline. Trips to the left this time. That's the wide side. Now Thompson shifts to the right hip of Sullivan. Takes the snap, looks left. Here comes pressure. They flush him from the pocket, running for his life. Going to be chased down, and now just shovels the pass away. Tried to get it toward the line of scrimmage. I think he got it far enough to avoid the grounding.
I don't know.
The official's talking it over. Did he get the ball across the line of scrimmage?
I think he might have been across the line of scrimmage.
Incomplete pass. They're going to say the ball did cross the line of scrimmage.
Oh,
that's what the discussion was.
Brandon Pear was
in full throttle, wasn't he?
Hot pursuit.
So it's 3rd and 10 now for the Hard Rockers with 10:59 here in the fourth quarter. Thunderwolves lead at 31-14.
Hey, this Jake Sullivan is a pure quarterback, though. He is a very good player.
They change up the play now on the pre-snap read. Trips to the left, single wide out right. Ball is on the right hash mark. Now Thompson shifts to the left side. From the gun, as he's been all night. Takes the snap. Steps up in the middle of the pocket. Fires it down the middle. Should be picked off.
Picked it off.
Did he secure it?
Yes,
Looks like he did at the 31-yard line. And he plays with an edge and an excitement and enthusiasm. And he went up and grabbed that one, playing center field, and secured the grab.
Jim, he had 2 rebuilt shoulders in the offseason. Not 1, 2. And I know if there was a player who was more disappointed last week, because Tanner Draper's from Amarillo.
Right.
And that's West Texas country,
painful.
and he was not happy.
Well, maybe Tanner and I should compare scars. I got 2 new hips.
And he's got the...
he went up, I went lower.
Hey, he tweeted from his hospital bed, too.
First and 10 Pack from their own 31-yard line from the pistol. Edwards takes the snap. Now play action. Passes out here to Washington. Tries to duck under the tackler. Gets about an extra yard from that little move. That was kind of interesting by O'Shea. Out to about the 37. Now we got whistles, and we got another injured player here. This time it's another hard rocker in the backfield of the Thunderwolves. Almost looks like a cramping situation this time. The player just trying to just get him to settle down here a little bit. Thunderwolves now making their way over toward the sideline. We're going to try to sneak into 30 right here. Thunderwolves lead at 31-14 on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
Injured player being escorted off the field across the way for the Hard Rockers. Trainer kind of shielding him. I can't get the number there. Second down, and we'll call it 5. From the 37-yard line after that 5-yard pass play to Washington. They go back to the pistol again. Edwards with Denard with him. Looks like Eckhoff lined up right behind the left tackle. They're going to go right side to Denard. Cuts into the hole there. Gets maybe a yard or two on the play.
Nothing there that time. A good job by the Hard Rocker defense sniffing that out. Actually only got maybe a yard.
Yep, out to the 38. So it brings up third down and 4 here. Thunderwolves on top, 31-14. We're down to 10-10 to go here in this fourth quarter. Well, you'd like to just pound out 2 or 3 first downs here and just put this game to bed. Johnson, he'll split out wide to the right. Ribberich wide to the left. Looks like O'Shea in the slot to the left. From the pistol, it's Edwards. Has Denard with him in the backfield. Straight drop back. Here comes pressure up the middle. Get the pass away. Denard wide open. He's got all kinds of room across the 45, 50. He's into Hard Rocker territory. He's got the first down all the way down close to the 40-yard line.
What a nice touch pass by Brandon Edwards to Marche Denard.
Well, they sold out that time. They came out with a max blitz, and Edwards read it. Denard just right out to the flat in that empty area over there, and it was an easy pitch and catch.
42, first and 10.
So it's first and 10 at the 42-yard line of the Hard Rockers. 9:30 to go now here in the fourth quarter. Thunderwolves on top, 31-14.
That was his first catch of the night. But you remember when Csu-Pueblo was the screen team,
right?
With Jamal Johnson and Jesse and J.B. Matthews, it was screen you.
Here's a pass left side. Oh, nice adjustment there. That's O'Shea again. He likes to show off some moves, doesn't he?
He does.
Kind of like a long handoff to him. He gets about 5 down to the 37-yard line. Pretty safe play. Now O'Shea comes up a little lame there. It's kind of, I don't know if it's his shoulder or his arm or if he's reaching at a groin maybe here.
You know, he was dinged up coming in. That bruised lung ain't going to heal itself.
So second and 5 from the 37-yard line. Down to 8:35 to go here in the fourth quarter. Double wide out right, offset I. Denard the eye back. O'Malley's in the game to play fullback. They give it to Marche off the right side. Blast through there. He's got the first down to the 31-yard line.
Denard should have the first down at the 31.
And Marche will come out of the ball game. He'll need a little rest after that one. That was a good hard run, and Michi checks back in. But the Thunderwolves move the chains again. This is what I was calling for, Joe. You get the chains, take the air out of the game, more or less.
Yeah, you're up 3 scores. But when they have that the ball, when the Hard Rockers have the ball, they have that life because it's that energy offense, and you just don't want them to have that anymore.
Offset I from the pistol here. Edwards takes the snap, draw play. Michi left side, nice cut there, but he just gets it back to about a yard of the line of scrimmage that time. He had to avoid the tacklers who were in the backfield there with him. So a loss of a yard, perhaps, back to the 32, maybe even the 33-yard line. Might be a loss of 2.
33.
So it'll be second down and 12 for the Thunderwolves. We're down to 7:30 to go here in the fourth quarter. Thunderwolves on top, 31-14. Stay with us on our post-game show. We got our wireless up and running, so Joe will have an interview with John Risson after the ball game. We'll also have a complete rundown of this game, plus a scoreboard show coming for you. Plus we have highlights. Caitlin Norton gathering those up for us back in mission control. Here is a straight drop back. Michi in the flat on the screen, and he's hit behind the line of scrimmage. Breaks a tackle and gets back close to the line of scrimmage. Looked like he lost his lid, too, as it came flying off. Dan List had to chase it down on the track. So Michi will have to come out of the ball game for a play here.
Jim, Spencer Nathie back in the game, so it's good to see the offensive line back intact.
So it'll be third down now and 13. Actually lost a yard on that play. Clock rolling down to 6:55 to go. Amon Johnson, he'll be wide to the left. O'Shea Washington in the slot to the right.
Josh Smith way out right.
He's way out there on the numbers on the right side, the wide side of the field. From the pistol, straight drop back. Edwards steps up into the pocket. He's got some room. He'll run with it. Looks for a block, and then he's taken. Oh, man, he went down awkwardly there. Flag comes in.
He might get a horse collar there.
And I'm wondering, Edwards' knee, that just didn't look, and he is down.
Oh, Jim.
He went down awkwardly that time, and it just looked like his knee went out.
You got to give yourself up.
And you can see some of the Thunderbolts just slapping their thigh. They know what just happened there, and I didn't like the way it looked. Edwards almost hesitated on that run. Then when he went to make the move, he kind of held himself up, and then he was taken down awkwardly. You can just see the leg just go sideways. Now everybody just taking a knee out there. And a lot of concern right now. Thunderbolts have already lost one quarterback for the year.
There was a flag on the play.
Flag's a little bit further down the field at about the 27-yard line.
This may be just a scare, though. Yeah.
Okay, the horse collar. And that's why that tackle is illegal, because just in that situation, when you pull a guy down like that, it just puts you in a bad spot. And he rolled up on his knee there.
So
it'll be a mark off from there. So it'll be an automatic first down for the Thunderbolts on the personal foul play. But the more concern right now is the health of Brandon Edwards as they take a look at him there on the field. But it just, to the naked eye, it did not look good. But
senior linebacker Jake Fitzgerald got ticketed with that. That's 15 yards, but that may be a lot more damaging than 15 yards to the Thunderbolts.
So Rex Dowson now warming up on the sideline.
His left knee, or left leg.
Yeah, but they're not putting any pressure on it whatsoever, and they're carrying him off the field now, Brandon Edwards. So we'll hope for the best. Hope it's just a sprain, and they're going to carry him off to the sideline. So
and his offensive line, Ty McCulley's got him, and Ty McCulley's going to... Hopefully this isn't as bad as
it looked. It didn't look good. So the Markov takes the ball all the way down to the 16-yard line. And Rex Dowson now will come into the game to play quarterback for the Thunderwolves.
Well, and that puts Gunnar Lampier squarely in the backup role right now, unless you go to Josh Smith with the
old Wildcat.
Ty McCulley doesn't have a helmet.
He's walking out on the field. Now he'll back up.
They put somebody else in a tackle.
So the clock rolls with 6:20 to go. Dowson up under center here, offset eye. Denard the lone back. They give it to him off the left side. And he gets it back to the line of scrimmage. They continue to fight and claw there for extra yardage, but it's just back to the line of scrimmage basically. And it'll be second down.
You could feel the life from the Thunderbolts just get sucked when they saw their quarterback go down like that. Nick Horman on the sidelines with Brandon Edwards talking to him.
So second down and 10 now for the Thunderbolts. They lead at 31-14. We're down to 5:40 to go here in the second quarter. Dowson up under center here. Offset eye with Denard is the eye back. O'Malley's in to play fullback. Double wide out right. They give it to Marche off the right side. And again, he's hit right at the line of scrimmage. Gets forward for a yard down to the 15-yard line. It'll bring up third down now and 9.
It's going to be interesting to see all these fans leave. Because if the parking lot empties, that means the stand's empty.
That's right. They're right below us here. It's like a drive-in theater here. They pay good money to have these spots. Looks like a fun way to do it. From the pistol this time, it's Dowson. Takes the snap, straight drop back, looks right, fires it right to the pylon, incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down. Thunderbolts will send the field goal unit out.
This will be a 32-yarder. This will be a good test for Mitch Carter, 32-yarder. Last time it was the snap. Was a little bit high, but a great hold by Cole Forsgren. And right now it's Kevin Ribrich is the holder for a 22-yard attempt.
Yep, ball marked just inside the right hash mark. Ball's down, kicks up. Oh, he missed it. Did he get it high enough? Somehow he got it over the crossbar. Kicked a line drive that time. It sailed about a foot over the top of the crossbar. They don't draw pictures, though. Field goal counts. 34-14. Thunderwolves lead it on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
Down below continuing to work here on Brandon Edwards, doing all the preliminary examinations. There'll be an MRI, there'll be all that, but they're trying to find out right now what they can figure out early on. They're moving that knee around a little bit. But there's certain tests they can do, and sometimes they can find out right away. Here's the kick, going to sail it's going to hit the ground as nobody wanted it. Now it's loose. It's picked up at the 2-yard line. Now trying to get back up the field and going down at about the 11-yard line. And now we got a fight breaking out around the 22-yard line. They break it up here. But one of the...
Dylan Albrandt, the backup linebacker from Canyon City. Another flag. It could be another personal foul.
But he was going at it with one of the Hard Rockers there about 10 yards behind the play. It was kind of a mismatch. Albrandt, he's got some size on him.
Well, there's 3 flags. There may be multiple fouls on this play.
Officials talking it over here.
Dylan Albrandt with the hair.
Yeah, he does have a lot of salad, doesn't he?
He's got the locks of love.
Here's the call. We'll try to pick it up.
Number 27, stuff on mine. Number 27 could remain in the game. His helmet came off due to foul. This is both their first and fourth by conduct foul.
Okay, what they're explaining there is the player for the Hard Rock. He can remain in the game since his helmet got ripped off. It didn't come out in the regular course of action, so Albrandt ripped his helmet off. So that means what it tells you is that for the Hard Rockers there, Copeland committed the first foul and then Albrandt finished the fight.
But Jim, at least they went both ways there. Both players getting a little testy.
Rolling out left. Here's heavy pressure. Sullivan gets rid of it. Throws it up for grabs. Looks like it's intercepted. Did they hold it?
He didn't drop. He dropped it. He tried to sell it.
He dropped it. Incomplete.
Yeah, he tried to sell it, which you got to appreciate.
Yeah, exactly. But, then you get everybody in around trying to shield everybody.
Right.
(34-14). Thunderwolves on top. 4:35 to go here in the fourth quarter.
Second out of 10.
There's a handoff off the right side. I'm a little distracted. I keep looking down here to Brandon Edwards and watching the offensive lineman. Saw Keith Head come over.
Yeah, this is for all the talk we've had about fighting to be the quarterback. You lost a quarterback a week and a half ago for the season. That's offsides on Csu-Pueblo, but they'll take the play.
Man, what a grab on a pass right down the middle of the field. Tremendous grab there for the Hard Rockers coming up with it. They're Brandon Laubry, who had a great game, the first game of the year, 7 for 178 and 2 touchdowns. He missed last week's game, but he made a great grab there. They declined the offside penalty against the Thunderwolves, so it's 1st and 10 out to the 36-yard line for the Hard Rockers. Thunderwolves lead it 34-14. Straight drop back by Sullivan. Fires it down the middle. Ball caught in traffic down to the 45-yard line of the Thunderwolves. Again, it looks like Labrie on the grab.
Kyle Rosenbrock got a great shot on Sullivan. One of the first times he's been hit like that all day, and it was clean, but he got a free-range shot on him.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line of the Thunderwolves. They'll hand it off up the middle. This is Thompson. Down to about the 41-yard line. Picks up 4. It'll be 2nd and 6. We're down to 3:35 to go now here in the fourth quarter. Thunderwolves on top 34-14. They've finished the examination down here of Edwards. Now they got the big, gigantic ice bag on his left knee.
You just hope it's a twist or a turn.
Sullivan steps up, and now he'll run with it, running along the line of scrimmage. Now gets to the corner, turns the corner, gets up. Oh, and there's a block behind the play. Free shot. Why is that not a foul? Now they've a little scrum going on down here.
It's getting a little chippy for a bunch of smart guys.
Yeah,
from engineering school.
Jermaine Williams just came in and cleaned somebody's clock right in front of the Thunderwolves bench, but no flag came in. The Thunderwolves coaching staff incredulous down here.
Well, you've been called all night for personal fouls, and they haven't received any, except the horse collar, and it did cost you your starting quarterback.
Now the officials talking it over here down along the sideline. They already signaled first down. We're down to 3:07 to go here. Now they're saying move the chains.
They have some chain issues again.
Now is when you just got to preach to your ball club. Don't get a silly personal foul and ejection. It'll cost you, 2 quarters next week. Because if it was a hockey game right now, you'd have the goons out there.
Oh, it would be the Hanson brothers.
So it's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Hard Rockers on the move here, but they trail it by 20. Clock rolls, 3:05 to go as they put the ball in play. Sullivan, little 3-step drop. Here comes pressure, and they dive at him and get him back at the 44-yard line.
That's Kyle Rosenbrock,
brother of Joe.
And Stephen O'Malley, brother of Patrick.
He just flew at him that time.
I love that. I love to see pressure on this guy. He's getting way too comfortable back there.
Looked like he was coming off the top rope that time as he flew across the ring.
Well, we were just at the home of the Funk brothers.
That's right. We were down there.
Dory and Terry.
Ball's back to the 41-yard line. Loss of 9, 2nd and 19. Straight drop back. Here comes pressure again. That should be holding. There
it is.
Running for his life is Sullivan. Now he slides. Self-preservation mode along the sideline, but this is going to be a hold. The flag's way back here at the 47-yard line.
Just move him back.
Number 53, offense. 10-yard penalty remaining. Second down.
It was on Sam Vollmer. Guilty party. Well, Joe Cervi's going to make his way down to the field. Stay with us on our post-game show. We'll have a talk with John Riston. We'll try to get an update on the injury down there to Brandon Edwards, what we can find out, and get Coach Riston's thoughts about this ball game. It reminds me, I got to turn the wireless on here, so we'll take care of that. 2nd and forever here. Here's a long extended pass right side to Labrie. Makes a man miss. Gets inside the 50 down to the 46-yard line. Picks up 5 yards on the play. They need to get it all the way down to the 22 for a first down. The ball's at the 46, so it's going to be 3rd down now and 24 for the Hard Rockers. Around 1:30 to go here in the fourth quarter. Thunderwolves lead at 34-14. Throwback screen left. It's complete, but Thunderwolves with good pursuit on defense, getting the job done. Their third stringers. Your flag is down now at about the 42-yard line. I'm going to guess an illegal block or maybe a legal man downfield here. And now an injured Thunderwolf. Boy, just got to get this game over with. People are dropping down out here now. Here's the call.
On the tackle, personal foul, face mask, number 31, the defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So it's a personal foul on the Thunderwolves on the face mask. Jackson Wibbles, the guilty party.
Next Saturday, the Hard Rockers will be up the street to play Blackville State. That's a new start.
They mark the penalty off all the way down to the 27-yard line.
Next home game, October 7th against New Mexico Highlands. That'll be a 1 o'clock start here at O'Hara Stadium.
Right. Now, can't believe who the guy is that's in. He's up and walks off the field under his own power. And I can't be sure who it is. I'm not even going to venture to identify it here. Here's a handoff up the middle. Gain down to about the 24-yard line. Okay, I identify it's Stephen O'Malley. He's up on the training table. They're looking at his right leg. He walked off under his own power, so they're just going to do the courtesy check. Here's a fire out in the right flat, caught inside the 10, down to about the 9-yard line. Ball completed over here on the right side to Williams. Down to 38 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. Thunderwolves lead it 34-14. South Dakota Mines trying to get a cosmetic scored up here on the board. Checking in for the Thunderwolves now, running in, Brady Opp. Play the nose tackle. Sullivan from the gun as he's been all night. He's got trips to the left. They're running personnel into the game. They get Labrie back in there. He's wire in the slot to the left. Pass, and it's picked off by the Thunderwolves at the goal line. Back across the 5 and to the 10-yard line. Ball came out. It was fumbled after the interception, but the Thunderwolves get on top of it. Late flag is down. We're going to get a late hit here. I think it's post-possession foul, so it'll be Thunderwolves football, but the Thunderwolves might have got ticketed for another personal foul here. It looked like somebody took a free run at Sullivan, trying to block him after the ball was picked off and then fumbled. And his personal foul on the Thunderwolves as Bryce Vitkovich, he took kind of a free run, a free shot that turns out not to be free because he got ticketed for the penalty, but he went after the quarterback, Jake Sullivan. But Sullivan, no worse for the wear. He went off under his own power. Thunderwolves now go to victory formation here with 31 seconds to go. And taking the knee is Rex Dowson.
Home on October 7th against New Mexico Highlands.
And the Hard Rockers have a couple of timeouts, but they're not going to use it. They're going to call it good. So that'll do it here from O'Hara Stadium here in Rapid City, South Dakota, on the campus of South Dakota Mines. Thunderwolves win the ball game 34-14. All we're doing is waiting for the clock to officially run out here. And indeed it has. There it is. And the teams start to congratulate each other. Stay with us in our post-game show. A lot to find out. We'll have an interview with John Risson. Joe Cervi will be down there on the field. We'll recap the game. We'll also have scores and highlights. That all comes your way next. Thunderwolves win it 34-14. Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
Welcome back to Rapid City, South Dakota. Joe Cervi down on the field trying to gather up head coach John Risson. He's about ready to get him. And go ahead, Joe.
All right, head coach John Risson, you always say getting one win is hard in football. Getting a win on the road at night in the RMAC is even more difficult. Has to feel good tonight.
I'm really proud of our team, the way they responded and the way that we traveled and everything. And this is a good ball club we played. And our kids played lights out, and I was really proud of them.
That first half, it looked kind of reminiscent. Get up early, score, kind of in cruise control. They score before half, but your defense in the second half shut them out.
It's nice. We got some turnovers, and that really helped. And when you can get turnovers, that really helps us be able to play.
A little bit of a down spot. Everybody's, Brandon Edwards goes down. He's on the bench. Obviously, it's too early to say what happened or some prognosis, but that kind of sucked the life out of everybody.
Well, it did when he was playing a heck of a ball team, ball game. Brandon did a nice job, and we'll see how it goes.
And talk a little bit about the coming out party of one Marche Denard.
He was awesome tonight, wasn't he? We were able to block, and he was picking the holes, and it was really productive.
All right, we'll see you next week in another state, another game.
We're the Road Warriors.
The Road Warriors, Jim, back upstairs.
All right, thanks, Joe. Thanks, Coach Riston. And Thunderwolves win the ball game 34-14. We'll come back after this timeout. We'll give you the final numbers, have highlights for you. That all comes your way next, right after this on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
Welcome back to O'Hara Stadium here on the campus of South Dakota Mines University. Thunderwolves win the ball game 34-14. It was a tough one throughout the night. Thunderwolves seemingly had many opportunities to get control of it, but couldn't quite put them away till the fourth quarter there. They finally got a couple field goals to kind of put the game to bed, but it didn't go without a cost here, potential heavy cost for the Thunderwolves, as starting quarterback Brandon Edwards went down with a knee injury late in the ball game, and it didn't look good. We'll just see how it turns out. The examination, sure, they'll have to have an MRI tomorrow or Monday to determine the exact damage to it, but hopefully we'll hope for the best. Maybe it's just a sprain, but that's all we can do. Keep our fingers crossed. This ball game, Thunderwolves win it 34-14. Caitlin Norton's been compiling our highlights all night long. Let's get right to it. Thunderwolves opened up the ball game much like they did last week. They marched it right down the field. They would take the opening kickoff and go out to their own 21-yard line. They would go 79 yards and 10 plays, and a familiar face got in the end zone. Boyd in motion to the right side. This time Edwards up under center. They run it up the middle of Michi. Nice adjustment into the hole. He's into the end zone. Touchdown. Extra point was good by Mitchell Carter. Thunderwolves led it 7-0 at that point. South Dakota Mines then would take the ensuing kickoff, their first possession of the game. They would march it 74 plays and 9 yards, and their do-it-all quarterback would punch it in. From the gun, both backs in the backfield. Send Thompson in motion to the right side. And now Sullivan on the keeper, tries to get to the edge. He's inside the 5, looking to the pylon. He is in. And the extra point was good by Girardin, made the score 7-7. At that point, it was 7:18 to go in what was turning out to be a wild and woolly first half. That was in the first quarter. Thunderwolves come back on their next possession. This time it was a kind of a quick strike as Marche Denard, he had a couple of great runs on the drive, including a 43-yard run from the 45-yard line of the Hard Rockers all the way down to the 2. Looked like he might have scored, but the officials ruled him out of the 2, but then he would go to work 2 plays later. Now they go to the straight I formation. Edwards will go up under center. Denard stays in the game as the I back. Thunderwolves trying to get the lead back here. Give it to Marche. Up the middle, puts his head down. He whams his way to the goal line. Touchdown. Thunderwolves in. Extra point was good by Mitchell Carter. That made the score 14-7 with 4:56 to go in the first quarter. Thunderwolves will then get the ball back in good field position at the 45-yard line of their own. This time it would take them 7 plays, and once again it was Marche Denard. In the play fullback, Denard stays in the game. He's the I-back. It's a double tight end set as well. Triple tight end set, really. Long count. Give it to Denard right up the middle. Little stutter step. He's into the end zone. Touchdown. It was a 2-yard run. It was the first play of the second quarter. The extra point was good by Carter. It made it 21-7 at that point. Thunderwolves would then continue the scoring barrage as they would get a different face on the scoreboard. It was a player that checked into the game just for this play, Amon Johnson, to run the same pattern the play before. It didn't work, but they went right back to it again. Johnson wide to the right from the pistol this time. Edwards again, corner route. Jump ball in the corner. Ball's caught. Flag is down. Going to be interference. Is it a touchdown? Yes! The ball grabbed in the corner. What a grab. And, of course, I identified it wrong. It wasn't Amon Robinson because he checked out of the game. It was actually Sammy Long who came into the ball game for that play. And he caught the touchdown in the corner. The extra point was good by Mitchell Carter. That made it 28-7. At that point, Thunderwolves, you felt good about it because there was only, 48 seconds to go in the first half. But this fast-paced offense of South Dakota Mines, they would take advantage. They'd also be helped out on this drive by a kind of a squirrely, not a squirrely, but just a foolish personal foul penalty against the Thunderwolves would move it from the 32 down to the 17, and the Hard Rockers would take advantage. Take it in the middle, corner route, up in the air, high point. Is it good? He's got it, touchdown. And it was Manley on the touchdown grab. The extra point was good. It made it 28-14 at halftime. That's the way we went on into the locker room. Thunderwolves had to come out in the third quarter, had some opportunities to put the game away. Couldn't get it done. Actually had a goal line stand against them. Thunderwolves defense also had a goal line stand of their own, as neither offense able to take advantage of some opportunities. Thunderwolves then would get a field goal with 11:49 to go in the fourth quarter by Mitchell Carter to make it 31-14. Then they would close it out with 4:46 to go. Mitchell Carter came in with a 32-yard field goal, capped off a 12-play, 53-yard drive. Thunderwolves win the ball game 34-14. Back with our final numbers right after this on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
Welcome back to Rapid City, South Dakota. Thunderwolves win the ball game 34-14. Let's give you the final numbers for tonight's game. First downs, each team with 28 apiece. Thunderwolves had 235 yards on the ground, 227 through the air. There's that balance that head coach John Riston likes. 462 yards in total offense on 75 plays from scrimmage. For South Dakota Mines, they had 102 yards on the ground, 300 through the air. 402 yards total offense on 74 plays from scrimmage. South Dakota Mines actually won the time of possession battle, 31-34 to 28-26. Thunderwolves fumbled it once. They got on their own fumble. South Dakota Mines fumbled it twice. They lost it. Thunderwolves did pick off 3 balls tonight, so they were +4 on the turnover margin. A lot of penalties tonight. Thunderwolves penalized 133 yards, 12 calls against them, 5 calls for 57 yards against South Dakota Mines. Thunderwolves were 6 for 6 tonight in the red zone. South Dakota Mines only 2 for 5. Thunderwolves 3 of 10 on third down. Mines was 6 of 11. Individual numbers tonight. Marche Denard, what a game he had. 16 carries, 141 yards, 2 touchdowns. Had that long run of 43 in the first half. Averages 8.8 yards per carry. Austin Meacham tonight, 20 carries for 90 yards, including a touchdown. Brandon Edwards, 2 carries for 7. Thompson, 15 for 51. Cowart, 7 for 48. Sullivan, 35 yards. He was sacked as well in the ballgame 3 times. He also had a touchdown on the ground. Receiving tonight, O'Shea Washington, 9 balls for 73. Johnson, 3 for 45. Forsgren, 3 for 15. Eckhoff, 2 for 17. For South Dakota Mines, Labrie, 12 for 151. Cowart, 4 for 15. Manley, 3 for 43 in the touchdown. Williams, 3 for 33. Some of the defensive numbers to throw you where Darius Williams ended up with 8 tackles tonight. Shongolo with 8. Van de Koppel with 6. Rosenbrock with 6. Stone with 13 tackles to lead the way for the Hard Rockers. DeVoe with 8. Brown 7. Stewart with 6. Final score, Thunderwolves win it 34-14. Back with our scoreboard show right after this on Fox Sports Pueblo.
Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.
And welcome back to Rapid City. Thunderwolves win the ball game 34-14. Without further ado, let's get to the scores from tonight from around the country. In the RMAC, I guess I'm missing one. We'll have to see if we can find it here real quick while we think about it. Yes, I do have it there. So let's just go to that score first so I don't have to write it down. Dixie State defeated Black Hill State. That was the other night game tonight in the RMAC, 38-16. the win for Dixie State. That game played down in St. George, Utah tonight. Right here, of course, Thunderwolves win it 34-14. Finals from today, the big game of the day in the RMAC. Mesa wins it on the last-second field goal over Mines. They defeat them 38-36. Elsewhere, Fort Lewis at home lost to Adams State 34-27. Highlands in a non-conference game defeated Texas Wesleyan 42-7. That'll be next week's opponent for the Thunderwolves. Will be down in Las Vegas, New Mexico. Shadron State, big win today in Gunnison over Western State 49-7. Scores of local note today: CU survived a scare, defeated Northern Colorado 41-21. They only led by 10 entering the fourth quarter. Alabama tonight beats CSU 41-23, but the Rams a spirited effort there. Speaking of spirited efforts, Air Force gave Michigan all they could handle today before going down to defeat 29-13. In Division II ball tonight, number 1 ranked Northwest Missouri defeated Kearney 13-0. Here are the winners from today. We won't give you all the scores, but number 2 Ferris State wins, number 3 A&M Commerce wins, number 4 Shepherd wins, number 5 IUP wins, number 6 California their winner. Big game of the day probably in D2 football as far as ranked teams. North Alabama 7th ranked defeats Valdosta State, the 24th ranked team in the country today, 30-24. Sioux Falls a winner. Minnesota State, who the Thunderwolves defeated in the national championship game back in 2014. They defeated Minnesota Duluth, team the Thunderwolves lost to in their first ever playoff game in Division II. 38-23 was the final there. Number 10 Emporia State survives a scare. They defeat Missouri State 36-29. Grand Valley wins 42-7. Game in progress, the only one in the top 25 right now. Midwestern State leads Texas A&M Kingsville 35-13. That's in the fourth quarter. Let's just go down here and see if there's any other scores that might interest you. West Georgia, former playoff opponent of the Thunderwolves, 21th ranked team in the country. They were upset today by Delta State 17-7. We always like to mention Slippery Rock. They won today 35-7, if I can read my own writing. They're the 22nd ranked team in the country. Big boy football. We mentioned the Alabama win over Colorado State. Oklahoma winner today. Let's go see what the other scores in progress here. We've had some great games in progress late. Vanderbilt leads K-State 14-7. That one's gone final. Penn State, they've defeated Georgia State. That's final. Louisville losing to Clemson 33-14. That is in the fourth quarter. That's the game of the day. USC now as leading at 14-10, 5:52 to go in the third quarter there. Washington leads Fresno State 34-7. That's a midway through that game. San Diego State and Stanford just underway. And that's about all we're going to tell you from the big boys side of things. Some baseball scores tonight. Rockies were up big earlier. Let me see if I can get my computer to update here. It was 10-0 in about the 7th or 8th inning. My screen has gone blank there, but the Rockies leading there, looking good. And Cardinals lost today to the Cubs, so that helps. Not sure about the Brewers game. Here, my scoreboard just updated right before our very eyes. Let's see what Milwaukee did today. Milwaukee lost, so it's a good day for the Rockies as they gain a little separation in the wild card. They're now 3.5 games up on the Brewers after Miami defeated Milwaukee 7-4. Red Sox winner there today. The Yankees also a winner. And Dodgers defeated Washington 3-2. And I think Houston needed a win to clinch the division today, and they got it 8-6. So there's your baseball scores. Come back, one final timeout. We'll wrap things up right after this on Fox Sports Pueblo. And welcome back here to Rapid City, South Dakota. O'Hare Stadium here, campus of South Dakota Mines. Thunderwolves win it 34-14. Next week, Thunderwolves will be back in action. We'll be on the road in Las Vegas, New Mexico. It's always an adventure to go down there to try to bring you a ball game on the radio, but we'll see what happens. Hopefully our connections work, but if not, we'll stand in the stands and do it with our old cell phone. We just don't know what's going to happen down there. They're playing their games now at a high school stadium. We'll just see what they provide us, and we'll work and see what happens there. But the Thunder will be back in action next Saturday, 12 o'clock. Kickoff. It'll be 11:30 pregame show right here on Fox Sports Pueblo as we take on New Mexico Highlands. Now, remember, we have the John Riston Show coming your way on Wednesday night from the Thunder Zone Pizza and Tap House. It's the Car Pros John Riston Show. Let's not forget our great sponsor of the Riston Show. It'll be right here, 6 o'clock, Wednesday night, 6 to 7. And we'll have that for you. If you do miss the John Riston Show, if you want to hear last week's show, just go to my Facebook page or the YouTube channel there. You can listen to John Wriston anytime you want. We also post the pregame interviews with John over on the Facebook page as well. That'll about wrap things up here. Now we have to thank people. Bradley Bloom is the sports information director here at South Dakota Mines. He great to us, provided us everything we needed. It was smooth as it can be. Just a great place to come and do a ball game. It's painless, no headaches, and we enjoyed our vantage point here. He got us everything we needed. Speaking of giving everything we need, Dax Larson is the assistant athletic director in charge of media relations at Csu-Pueblo, and Sean Pooley is his faithful assistant. Joe Folda, who is here today in attendance, the athletic director at Csu-Pueblo. Also special thanks to the entire staff of the Thunderwolves, as well as head coach John Wriston. Caitlin Norton's been the producer and engineer of Thunderwolves football tonight. Nick Donovan is the operations manager at iHeartMedia here at AM 1350 Fox Sports Pueblo. My partner, Joe Cervi, wraps up our third game in 3 nights. What a 3-night stretch it's been. 2 overtime games in high school and then this game here tonight on the road. We'll go get some shut-eye and head on back to Pueblo. We look forward to seeing you, though, on Wednesday night out at the Thunderzone Pizza and Tap House for the John Wriston Show. This is Jim Brooks reminding you one final time here tonight. The Thunderwolves win it. They defeat the Hard Rockers of South Dakota Mines 34-14. Until we talk to you on Wednesday night, Jim Brooks bidding you good night.
This has been Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves football on Fox Sports Pueblo 1350. Catch all the action all season long right here on the home for all things Csu-Pueblo Thunderwolves athletics. Fox Sports Pueblo 1350.